Hello? Me? There we go. Hello everyone! I'm Jack, Panda, obviously. And, well, welcome back to the casino, I guess. I need to really get some actual games installed. Or at least have the camera pointed in view, because at the moment it just seems like I'm standing against a big background. But never mind. All will come in time, I guess. Once I've got the actual details sorted out, you know? It's all business. But anyway, yeah, tonight we're going to be playing Final Fantasy XIV again, and we're going to be starting the New Game Plus, which means I can begin from the beginning, but I get to keep all of my levels and all my gear and blah 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 blah, so I get to play through it as if I were a max level character anyway, which I've been looking forward to because like I said yesterday, when I first played it, I completely ignored the story and I skipped everything. So by the time I got to by the time I got to Heaven's Ward, I'd basically completely forgotten everything aside from what had happened in the last patch. And it also meant that during the raid on, what was it called, Baelsar's Wall, for example, I had no idea who the end boss was because I'd completely ignored it. Anyway, so yeah, I hope everyone's well tonight. I'm doing pretty good. I left the intro running a little bit longer than I usually would, but I had a few other things I'd forgotten to take care of. That's my fault. And I might have also been trying to beat Jebel in Deltarune, but anyway. And I think that's about it. Yep, I think we're about good to go. So, let's get in there. Yep. There we go. And I've got my blocker in place as well. Yay. Don't really want people reading chat or anything like that, just in case anyone says anything particularly unpleasant. Oh, but I also need to remember to turn down the sound effects, because the sound effects can be a bit loud. And still a bit loud, jeez. I think that's good. I like leaving the music on though, because the music's one of the best parts of Final Fantasy XIV, in my opinion. I mean, that and the community in general, from what I've experienced, are pretty good. But anyway, to start New Game Plus, need to... So much water effects. Even though I've turned it down, maybe it's background settings. Ambient, there we go. Okay. So, to start New Game Plus, we just open this, and then... Which class should I go in as? That's the other question I asked. I don't really get enough answers. I mean, Dark Knight is my main class, but I also want to try and play something else, but I don't know what I'd be best at playing. Dragoon, maybe? He doesn't look very impressive as a Dragoon. Even when I'm wearing the proper gear, he doesn't look very impressive. He just looks like a little, it looks like he's wearing gear too big for him. You know? He doesn't look particularly scary. But it's still one of the classes that I like. I would play it as Blue Mage if I could, but Blue Mage cannot play New Game Plus because Blue Mage isn't a real class, apparently. It sucks, because I love Blue Mage. Red Mage is too bleh for me. Let's just play it as Scholar. Screw it, I'll play it as Scholar. I didn't play a healer the first time through, so I'll do that. Now I have a fairy. Okay. Okay, so let's do it as Scholar, I guess. Because who doesn't love watching healers DPS? Right, A Realm Reborn, Part 1. Eorzea, a realm embraced by gods and forged by heroes. It is here that one adventurer's journey begins. Through power, fame, and fortune all beckon. This intrepid soul is destined for greater things still. guided by the Mother Crystal, they will walk the path of a hero, of a warrior of light. Yes. Here we go. I don't know how much voice acting is in the original version compared to how much is in what's it called? The current patch and stuff. I don't know how much voice acting there is versus how much I will be forced to do. Bulwark Hall. Okay. I think Bulwark Hall. Oh wait, or Summerford Farm. Out here? It's Drowning Wench. We don't want to go to the Drowning Wench. Where the hell was Bulwark Hall? Crap. So it says on to Summerford. Oh, Bulwark Hall is the place above? Oh, it's the inn, yeah. So it's the Drowning Wench, near the Drowning Wench, I think. Maybe it's the ship landing above, but... Oh no, there we go. Oh yeah, we have to go and speak to the inn master. That's what happens at the beginning of every game. Right then. Baderon, the proprietor of the Drowning Wench, wants you to lend a hand at Summerford Farms. Still in limbs, or are you, Rarakumo? How'd you fancy a trip outside the city walls? I'd like you to visit an orchard by the name of Summerford Farms. Ever heard of the place? The owner, Stalewin, is an old mate of mine. He's got himself a crew, mostly reformed pirate types, if you can believe that, and has been trying to bring a bit of life back into the fields after the calamity ruined the soil. He mentioned needing another hand or two, and your name sprang to mind. I gave you a glowing recommendation, so make sure you work hard and impress the old bastard. You need directions? The place ain't hard to find. Just take the Zephyr Gate out of the city and follow the road northeast. Okay, so as with every MMO, it starts with you doing very menial tasks. But it gives you... Oh, Bulwark Hall. There we go. Oh, Bulwark Hall is the place I was standing in. Duh. The place with the water rock, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so it starts off with us doing very menial tasks to get to know everyone and make a name for ourselves. As is always the case with wanting to become a big name, a big hero. Thankfully, I don't need to run. I can just fly. I'm not sure if it makes you do every single quest or if it just... I know that they cut the main story down by quite a bit. But I don't know how much by exactly. At one point I heard someone say 40%, but that seems like a bit much. Although there was a lot of menial work to be done. And a lot of stupid fetch quests. Ah, you must be the adventurer Baderon promised to send along. Rarakumo Nonokumo, was it? It's me. You honoured his word, so that's a good start. I'm Stelwern, the old bastard as Baderon likely described me. And here is my humble orchard. A good number of the lads and lasses working here once terrorised the high seas, and if you're wondering why I employ these scrags, well, they used to crew my pirate ship. Limsa Laminsa is the home of pirates. But the calamity did for our ship, like it did for so many others, and I was sore for something. Hey, pair. I had to feed myself and my crew somehow, and Admiral Merweb's initiative to get us landlocked buccaneers working the fields seemed too fine an offer to refuse. How you doing, Cat? What you up to? You working today? Ah, new friend. Well, he's not a friend, but... Well, it turns out you can take the pirate away from the sea, but you can't take the sea away from the pirate. A lot of my blokes just never took to tending the soil, you see. Ooh. And unfortunately, the botanists I called in to train them have been wringing their hands in whack despair. With so much work piling up, I need a tougher soul like you, to step in and help where it's needed. Damn you, pair. Gotta set up a timer for this. Duesta call. Stairwan, owner of Summerford Farms, wishes to inspect your equipment and thereby gauge your readiness for the tasks he has in mind. I've a mind to set you a task, Nonokuma, but before I do, I need to be sure you're properly kitted out. Pirates don't care to parley with dandies, you understand? It might well be that the ones here have traded in their cutlasses for coulters, but they're still rogues at heart. I know a solid set of gear when I see it. Come back when you think you're more suitably equipped. Okay. Well, I'm good with that. For I have quite high level gear. Not the highest it could be, but... Let's have a look at you, shall we? Oh, as long as you're this well covered, I won't feel any guilt throwing you to the sharks. Erstwhile buccaneers are an ornery lot. They rage in love for the sea and care little for the wars of the land. But they respect strength. By the looks of you, I'd say you have little trouble getting their attention. Ah, Nonokumo, that aura of confidence tells me you've not been idle since last we met. I'm not sure what to do. I don't know whether what to do the L's or the R's. I hope I've weighed you all right, for I have a task that requires the attention of a capable adventurer. Might that adventurer be you? Stairwan, the owner of Summerford Farms, has a task for a competent adventurer. Good to hear. Then I shall weigh before you, the sorry tale. You will have heard rumours about the abductions. Aye, citizens have been disappearing from every corner of Windsor Womansa, as if plucked from the face of Hydarwin, boots and all, by an unseen hand. And what's this got to do with Summerford Farms, you might ask? Well, that remains to be seen, but it seems a collection of white unsavoury fellows with azure tattooed faces has been creeping up to the edges of the fields and spying on my yeoman. Now, I doubt anyone would enjoy being scrutinised by such savages at the best of times, but the farmhands are convinced that they're the kidnappers of rumour, come for their hides. Needless to say, they're besides themselves with worry, and their work's suffering for it, which is the very last thing I need when my old crewmen are still getting used to their new jobs. 'Tis a struggle to get them to leave the farmhouse of a morning. That is, as they say, where you come in. Would you be willing to investigate these tattooed thugs for me? Good lad. The sooner we get to the bottom of this, the sooner this place will start to resemble a working farm again. I need to practice. Practice, even. I suggest you begin by having a look around Seasong Grotto. If reports are to be believed, our unwelcome visitors have occupied the place. Be careful though, Nonokumo. I couldn't say for sure what manner of miscreants we're dealing with here. If they are the kidnappers, well, just be on your guard, alright? Alright. And that's it. Anyway, thank you for the redeem. And now I regret it. Anyway. I was going to say a whole bunch of stuff during that, and I was so busy trying to focus on doing the Uru voice that I completely forgot how to do it. Forgot what to talk about. You're very welcome. But anyway, I was going to say things and I completely forgot what I was going to say. It was important, it was about the game, but now I can't remember. But anyway. Yeah, so Limsa Lominsa is a city of pirates, as you can see, or former pirates. And they were once the scavengers of the sea. And also they would basically... Well, they would pirate. They would attack the Garleans, and they would basically do a lot of trade that way. And they were shunned and sort of had to sail out here for various reasons involving war. And now they make their home here. And they're ruled over, or commanded by one single pirate captain, in a way. Although there are a bunch of different pirate war bands or something. They all come here and all sail under the same flag, more or less, when commanded. But they all have their own goals and duties as well. Oh yeah. Now this I remember because I was really bored by this point. And to be honest, it's probably going to be still boring, but, you know. I remember because this is where I started skipping it, because I was like, oh, this is just another Final Fantasy game. How is this interesting? How has this gotten a good story rating? You're about to enter an instance battle. Instance battles only occur during certain quests and missions. Take a moment to read the information displayed in the active help window before answering. Yeah. So basically you get synced down to go and do this in there. So it means your level gets dropped, your gear level gets dropped. And usually you can't do this with other players.
That bear. I am the winds that guide.
Hello, Hydelin.
I am the evening stars. I am the morning sky. I am born of the sea, and there shall I die.
Or maybe you're not, Hydelin.
Thus reads the sailor's requiem.
Oh, wow.
Carved into yonder stone.
Ishtola back when she could see. And before she got a new voice. And sound like an older, more defiant woman.
Such words well describe the manner in which the citizens of Limsa Lominsa live their lives. It is both a litany against misfortune for those out on the waves, and a prayer that the souls of those who perish on land might find their way back to the sea.
She's one of my favourite female characters in the game.
Ah, you are the adventurer I've seen around Summerford Farms.
So the voice that they gave her in Heavensward sounds more regal.
On the trail of the kidnappers, but it would seem I have missed my mark.
She's also sassy as
Or
fuck.
Perhaps not.
It's a Goobloo.
As I suspected, the etheric disturbance here is no natural occurrence.
These things are a threat at this point in the game.
Nor is it a coincidence that the two of us should come here in search of those responsible for the disappearances, only to be attacked.
And then I'm never a threat again. Unless you're counting dungeons, I guess.
But who stands to benefit from the keeping of this secret?
The Ascians.
Oh, such thoughts must wait. Let us attend to the task at hand, unpleasant though it be.
Aye. Oh great, 2 healers. Oh wait, she becomes a black mage later. I didn't realise she was a conjurer at this point. Oh well. I don't have any of my abilities either, aside from my fairy. I've still got my fairy. My Eos. Something awry with this creature. Bloody hell, I forgot how weak I was. I have no powers. I have no... I thought in New Game Plus you did everything but it scaled up to your level. I didn't realise everything was going to scale me down still. I'm a little less impressed now. It's just like doing a dungeon, but story-wise. Huh. But oh well. Maybe I shouldn't have chosen a healer for this. I think I should have gone with DPS. At this point, when I did it the first time, I'd chosen to go as Summoner. And that is a... Nope, can't style on the mooks. I've got one ability, Or one DPS, two DPS abilities technically. And neither of them are particularly impressive. One is a dot, and the other is a long cast single target. And I mean, stuff's dying and I'm not, but still. At the moment, Ishtola is doing most of the job for me by tanking. I'm just taking out all the mooks. Maybe I'll turn down the music a bit as well. That better? I want to keep the music up because the music's really good, but also I want to hear their voices.
Phew.
But yeah, Ishtola at this point, I'd completely forgotten she was here. Aha! And this is where I become a hero. Also, the sound effects are turned down, so you probably won't hear a lot of the tinkling and stuff like that. Magic disc. This is what made me think, oh, okay, it's just another Final Fantasy game.
Feel. Think.
Smell. Touch. Taste. It's rain and fire. Hallelujah. The new fragrance by Hugo. I had to think then. I don't.
Crystal bearer.
Disembodied voice. I like it.
I am Heidelin.
I remember.
All made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim.
We've learnt things about you.
And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead,
Nothing good.
presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate.
And thus did I become a hero. And the world relieth on me.
Power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them.
Mary McGlynn? I don't know. I've no idea who the original voice actors for the game were. I know that they all changed in Heavensward because they were all Americans doing British accents. But then Heavensward, they decided, nope, this isn't working.
By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves.
It might even have been just after.
Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart.
But they switched all the voice actors to British people. Or lots of them anyway. I think a few of them remained. I know Grant George is still... who played Keiichi in Higurashi. I know he's still in it, but I can't remember who he plays. It was an important character. He used to play Sid, but now he plays someone else. And lots of the main cast, are just like British soap actors and stuff. I know that the woman who played Yugiri was an EastEnders actor.
Go now,
who unfortunately was murdered.
And shine thy light on all creation.
The voice actress, that is, not the character. The voice actress was murdered a few years ago. I say few. It was like 5, 6 years ago, I think.
Awake again? Are we?
Mm-hmm. Sassy
Aha.
pants.
The poor creature's fury was kindled with cruel forethought.
They all speak like Shakespearean actors as well.
See this blade? I found it in the Gubu's back.
Boo.
I have seen knives of this kind before. They are most commonly used for the cutting of rope.
What does that mean?
It would appear our culprits are seafaring men of some persuasion. Piratical being the most probable.
Pirates? In the Pirate Kingdom?
In any
You're
event,
kidding.
You seem much recovered from your sudden affliction. I confess, I was rather taken aback when you collapsed at the very moment of our victory. Mayhap a surfeit of ether?
I know, right? It surprises even me.
I beg your pardon. A towering crystal. I'm sure I don't... Oh! Well, well. This has been a day of unexpected revelations.
Indeed. Thusly.
I must continue my investigation.
You do you, lady.
In the meantime, I suggest you deliver this knife to your patron, along with a warning concerning the pirate's probable involvement in this murky business.
One way of putting it. Murky business.
The days ahead promise little rest, I fear.
Yeah, it's so weird now hearing that
May
voice.
our paths cross again, under the light of the crystal.
It's so weird hearing that voice now, having put up with her current voice for the last... well, 6 years, yeah, ish. Especially because, wait, Vista. Arrived at Vista. What? Where's the Vista? Arrived at a Vista. I need to find the Vista. Arrived at a Vista. Okay, so when you find a Vista, you look out. Oh, no, guess not. You pray. Nope, you bow. You... Usually that gets you a little achievement. You dance? Apparently not. Never mind then. I'll just take care of that. And then... Okay, well, I'll have to look that up later, but never mind. You want it for the Vista Guide. It's like a sightseeing guide. You can get achievements for doing it. Now back to this guy. I am looking forward to doing this though, because I know the beginning of it is a lot of stupid fetch stuff. But I never really took interest in it, because it just came across as like boring, predictable Final Fantasy, you know. You're the warrior of the kingdom, only you can do this. Icons and primals and blah 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 blah. But now having played through the story to see how it all unfolds later, I kind of wish I'd paid attention to see what came first. How it was going to develop from this. Nonakumo, right glad I am to see you safely returned. My lads were all gabbing about hearing what sounded like all 7 hells breaking loose near the grotto, and I'd feared I'd sent you to your death. If you were in the middle of that commotion, I hope it yielded something of interest. I'd hate to think you risked your life for naught. I got a knife from a pirate. That narrows things down, right? Here in the Pirate Kingdom? A blade pulled from the back of a creature you slew at the cave, eh? Aye, I'd agree that such a knife would be part of any seafaring man's kit. I'm starting to think these ruffians are pirates. No duh. Come to lure my... Ah, damn it. Aye, lad, the pirates have been adding to the numbers of late. We'd best warn the lads and lasses in my employ to be on guard against their schemes. Schemes. Many a scheme. You met someone else at the grotto? A woman with a strange contraption. Ah, Ishtola. She's been in Limsa Laminsa for a good while now. Her studies of the ether often bring her out to Summerford. I don't know. so her presence at the grotto is hardly unusual. She's an odd-looking lass, I grant you. How is she odd-looking? She's a cat girl. That's like a common thing here. They're like the most common race. Or the second most common race after humans. But she's not the kind to associate with kidnappers. You may take my word for that. Where trust should be lacking in these yeomen of mine who have yet to wholly relinquish their pirate pasts, the temptation to return to the free and easy life of a buccaneer may prove too strong to resist. You have my thanks, Nonakumo. If it weren't for the efforts of stalwart adventurers like yourself, this farm would be far worse. It'd be in a far worse state than it is. Just keep on lending your talents to those in need, eh? Help bring Limsa the brighter future she deserves. Well, she's been my home for, technically home, for 7 years now. So yeah, I would hope so. That sea sloth Severin and his lot, never around when there's work to be done. I'd sooner hire you for the sake of getting things done, but then the rapscallions would never learn. Round them up and let them know that Stalwern would like a word, and don't take no for an answer. I recognise the name Severin. I'm pretty sure he's the first boss in the first dungeon. So I wonder, because that would explain a lot. And that would be the part I was missing. Ah, land. That would be the part I was missing. I was always wondering in dungeons who the hell we were meant to be going after. Yeah, flying in the main world now is a thing. It's been a thing since the end of Stormblood, I think, or the beginning of Shadowbringers. You just get a flying mount, and so long as you have, you need to get to a certain level, I think, but either way, once you have a flying mount, and once you've gotten flying in the later kingdoms, you can fly here too. But this was added later, so originally you could only fly in Heaven's Ward, Stormblood, and Shadowbringers. But then they added this, so now you can fly anywhere in the main world. Axes were made for splitting skulls, not stumps. You know what I did in my sailing days? Wanton slaughter, sir. You bet your beard I did, lad. What beard? Aye, those were the days. Sigh. I reckon now I'll have to be satisfied taking my axe to the trees. Yep, that's all I do now. It's because it's nice and chill. Plus, you can't be attacked if you're in the air. As long as you're high enough. You just hop on your mount, and then you just fly. Sail around and just stay above all the plebs. Of course, you can also ride your different mounts so you can look pretty. Like my boy! Look at him! The great serpent of Ronka. Scree! Listen to him. Yeah, he's a good boy. Plus, he's a very good boy. I've got loads of his pets as well. Wait a minute. Ronka. Look, I've got the Great Serpent of Ronka, the Behelmeted Spirit of Ronka, Serpent of Ronka, and the Behatted Serpent of Ronka. So he's my little serpent buddy. Hey, boy. Meant to be. There we go. There we go. Look at him in his hat. Look at him. Wearing a hat, and he's the miniature version. Oh, he's the miniature version. Of this big boy. The Serpent of Ronka in a barrel. Isn't he cute? He just flies around in that barrel, because he keeps it flying for me. Aylmer. So, Stelwern sent you. And what do you reckon I say to that? Work is for the weak and witless. I've saucier seeds to sow. Damn right, didn't get where I am by taking guff from any glorified gardeners, but I suppose I could see what he wants to get him off my back. I like the barrel too, although I like the serpent in it more, because he's a good boy. A big, chubby, yellow snake boy. He's like the Japanese snake spirit. What is it? He's like a big fat snake that smokes. Can't remember his name. He smokes and drinks and acts like an old man, but he's just a big chubby snake. A very small chubby snake. Tsuchinoko, yay, that's the one. He's like that, except this one just goes cree. Like a cutie. Hi, I'm Severin. You're the old man's errand boy now? Tell my dear old captain not to wet his britches. I'll be along. Oh, and just so we're clear, I don't care for landlubbers. Go find the chocobo you rode in on and ride one out. I recognize. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Because the Severin I know, or the guy I'm thinking of was a captain. I think. So it can't have been that guy. Oh, and the other two are back at the base. Fine. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The areas in the game are all so pretty. I didn't really appreciate it on the way through because I was too busy rushing toward the end. Because I heard it got better in the end. Work? Ha! Can't work when me hands are full lifting this mug. You know, I'd wager me last gill you'd never guess what I'm drinking. Swill wine. Well, you're right about the swill part. I reckon it might be worth a day of doing Stelwa's chores if it'll afford me a taste of proper grog. That's what you get for not wanting to work. Bad wine. So at least he wasn't whining about the work. There you are, hiding in the bushes. Suzai Razai. Oh, he's another Larafel. How am I supposed to work on an empty stomach? Go on, have a guess at what I had for breakfast. Swill bread. Breaded sticks. Whack, gods, how'd you know? It's my breath, ain't it? It probably smells as wooden as the food tasted. But I know why you're here. Sigh. I'd just as soon get some real food in me, but I ain't one to reject a summons from the cap'n. Cap'n. Oh. It's a red mage. Right, and now back to the boss. You continue to impress, lad. All but Severin are accounted for. Maybe I am thinking of Severin as the right person. It's no fault of yours he squirmed out. I've let that worm wriggle through my fingers more times than I can count. But rest assured, the next time I see him, I'll put him squarely in the dirt, where all such worms belong. That sounds like a threat, sir. Employers shouldn't make threats at their employees. Stelwyn worries his sack of oranges will not reach the Lathagran checkpoint as planned. It's okay, I've got a flying mount. I can get there speedily. Pains me to say, but all the gil in the world can't buy loyalty. There are some like you who can be trusted, but then there are others. I would say so. I mean, they're not technically pirates anymore. Or they don't do the pirating thing, they do the farmland thing. So yeah, I would say. Until now, I've had no choice but to rely on that charlatan Severin, even though I am full aware he's been doing shady deals behind my back. More than once I've heard tell of improper trading with goblins. Oh no, not the goblins. I wouldn't be the least surprised if that were happening right now. Not a bell ago, a sack of oranges vanished, as did Severin. I want you to find and confront the bastard for me, Nonakumo. Why doesn't he just use my first name? I'm sure there's wrongdoing afoot, so be sure to doubt anything that comes out of his mouth. Okay. I do like the quests where you just type a command and just say like doubt or psych or cheer, because it's nice and simple. And the animations are always fun. Oh crap, other direction. It's a good thing I can fly, because actually running around here in the beginning was a pain in the ass. Especially after coming from WoW, where you move at like 310% speed. I always dread having to start a new MMO and not being able to run anywhere, and not being able to ride anywhere. Hello, Severin. What you got there? Bloody hells! I'm up the strait without a paddle. Why? Oh, right, yeah, I'm supposed to doubt. After all my talk of saying, yeah, just single command quests are great, I forget to do exactly that. What's this now? Stelwyn sent you for the oranges. Ah, so the old bugger had known all this time. Ah, what does it matter anyway? Listen, you're one of those goody-goody adventurer types, right? Go rescue me mates from those double-dealing goblins. They're just over yonder by the bonfire. Okay. It's actually nice because I don't remember ever doing this. I mean, I know I must have done this, but I don't remember any of these details. I just remember a lot of killing. Yeah, killing. I just remember a lot of killing. Really? I honestly was hoping that stuff would level up. Because this is kind of dull. And it makes me sad. Not that I'm not enjoying reliving it, but I was really hoping that I'd be able to, you know, actually do more than one attack. If you hadn't come, my dodo would have been cooked. Cooked dodo. Dodo is pretty good, apparently. According to all those old sailors. No, wrong. Not you, Eos. Severin sent you? Ah, the way he flew out of here. I was sure he'd sold us down the river. Just like Twirling Beak. Twirling Beak was not a single attack, and you know it. It was multiple attacks in one. This is a single attack. I owe you one. Would have gotten away myself if not for Severin shoving me aside. Oh, that's Severin. He's a coward. And a thief. Just gotta go teach him a lesson. So, Severin, you're gonna give us those oranges back, sir? It's good for everyone, full of vitamin C. You saved me, mates, and for that I owe you. Suppose I should be ashamed I couldn't clean up my old mess. But a pirate knows no shame. I've no qualms about going back on my word. I'm only giving you this sack because I like the cut of your jib. Take it to Ossine and send him my regards. Ah, so he is pissing off. I'll just take this sack of oranges. While my little serpent friend bounces around behind me. Okay, so... other way, damn it. Oh yeah, I was meant to be delivering this, right. That's what I'm meant to be doing. I have to both deliver and also rescue. It's just two parts of my job. Maybe I should have actually, my hands down a bit more. Oh well, yeah. Okay, Ossine. Oh, it's the... Storm... Maelstrom? I think these guys are called the Maelstrom. What have we here? A delivery from Summerford Farms, and as scheduled. Ha! There's a first time for everything. A burlap bag packed chock full of juicy, ripe Lanosian oranges. I love reading the flavor text for those things. Apparently, the flavor text in the West is completely different to the flavor text in the East, like Japan and stuff like that. And I mean, maybe it's changed in China and stuff now too, but in the West, or in Japan, a lot of the flavor text on those items is like kind of like straightforward. It'll just say like a sack of oranges, or I don't know, a sack of oranges to deliver to whatever. And over in the West, the translation team always adds puns and stuff. And I wish I could actually remember one of the best examples, but the translation team, the localization team, headed by Koji Fox, is brilliant. And I think it was during the Ishgard restoration, there were a whole bunch of items made, and I might actually be able to get a few of them up, come to think of it. Puns rhyme and ye old meme. It's correct. Well, there are a lot of puns, rhymes, and old memes. Well, look at that. Not a single one missing either. About the only things not here are those bagmen, and I don't miss them one bit. Here's Stelwern's payment in full. With you, I trust it can reach him. Let me see if I can actually... housing. Nope. Ishgard Restoration. Here we go. Skybuilder's plywood. Sturdy enough to support the weight of several large Rogadin. Until it isn't. Surprisingly maneuverable, even when loaded with bricks and such. The expression "a barrel of laughs" was never meant to be taken literally, though if it were, one could fit a fair few in this voluminous wooden container. So you don't get anything like that in the Eastern one, apparently. I don't know if they've changed that since, because a lot of people love the puns and stuff here. If for any reason one has the need to hide inside, such as the unexpected return of one of the residents and so on, the air holes provided should prevent untimely suffocation. Not that there is such a thing as timely suffocation. I love a localization team with a sense of humor. It's also good for storing a body inside from the sounds of things, just in case anyone needs to. Do. I do like mounts for different songs as well. Maybe I should start riding around on my... Whoops. Maybe I should start riding around on my car instead. Get a nice hillbilly soundtrack. Yeah. Listen to that harmonica. Oh, faint. Nope. Okay. We got your oranges money. Back in one piece, that's a relief. How did you fare, Nonakumo? Well, I got your cash. Payment for the sack of Lathnosian oranges. Yeah, that's more like it. That's more plain. Ah, this is what I was aiming for. Looks to be all I was owed, though. Ah, looks to be all I was owed, all right. Though I'd be telling you false if I claimed I had not held out more hope for Severin. I was even willing to overlook the skimming off the top, but to sell us short in favour of those godforsaken goblins. Ugh. You do well to mind yourself around that two-guild cheat. If he'd leave his own mates for dead, there's no telling what he'd do to you. Well, I'm tougher than he is, so that's fine. Loam maintenance. Gurkant seeks fertile soil to improve the yields of his newly ploughed fields. Blast! At this rate, the crops will never be ready for harvest. If only we had black loam, just a bit could send our stocks soaring. I'll bet Rotweeder? A lot of the names of the Rogadin in Limsa are Welsh, whereas the ones in Eldar, the desert place, are just words like Iron Wolf or Steel Bearer and stuff like that. And so trying to pronounce the names of Storm Rogadins, or whatever you want to call them, or Limsa Rogadins, they have a specific name and I can't remember what their species or whatever is. Their race, the race subtype, subrace. But basically everyone there is Welsh. I'll bet Rotweeder knows where you might find some. Perhaps you might pay her a visit in the orchard. Orchard? And I've only just figured out how to say the Admiral's name, Merlwib. And I've known her for what, 6 years? Rotweeder. That Gurkant's got a head of cabbage if he thinks I'm fetching him any black loam. But if you dare pinch some from the cook pot, then be my guest. Just mind you don't get trampled upon by the aurochs that dwell there. Once you've 3 bushels worth, Take the Black Loam to Friwal at Tiller's Rest. He'll know what to do. See? I don't speak Welsh. Well, like that, whatever that is. Don't know what that is, but I like it. Aurochs, there we go. I think this is where I'm meant to go, yep. Thankfully, I don't have to get involved in that because I'm too high a level. So I don't need to fight any of those things. But I will steal all the Black Loam from around them. If anyone's familiar enough with Final Fantasy to know the names of all these tracks, feel free to say, because I know only most of them from Final Fantasy XIV. But I know when certain pieces of music turn up in certain places, like in the Crystal Tower. I think it's from Final Fantasy III? And there are a lot of really good reorchestrated tracks. Hi Ollie, how you doing? What's up? How you been? Boom, boom. Okay, so now we can actually grow things. There's also a Lalafell around here that talks about, like, oh, what is it he says? Something about... can't remember. Something about sowing seeds or something. And I was like, at the time, I was just thinking... really? That's kind of risky. Risque. Hey, I recognize some of it. And obviously everyone knows the Final Fantasy victory theme, right? Ah, even the weeds wither and die in this desolate dirt. Black Loam. Quite literally a steaming sack of shite. See? Good stuff. But a bit of this Black Loam want to change all that. I haven't seen any in ages. Gathering Black Loam's not for the weaker will, nor the weaker stomach, eh? Oh, don't tell me JAQK and Rotweeder neglected to mention where Black Loam comes from. Well, surely you figured it out on your own from the cloying stench. It comes from the Aurochs' lair of all places. You also hear it whenever you beat a dungeon boss. Well, why dwell on who misled whom about what? What matters is that your efforts have brought us the Black Loam, and we can expect a bountiful harvest as a result. Thank you. Stolen farm tools recovered. Confounded pirates, they know nothing of tilling, only killing. Stealing our shovels to melt and forge into axes, of all things. The bite in the hand that feeds them, the mangy mongrels. I'd love to teach those curs a lesson in obedience myself, if I hadn't sworn to Stelwern that I wouldn't fight no more. So I need you to bring back our farm tools, and make sure those dogs reap what they've sown. Words of a good farmer. I'm not feeling this though. I may as well use something that's just instant and also more deadly. So I guess I'll go back to tank. It's not as deadly as DPS, but at least it hits harder regardless. And it's got the best gear, so... Alright. So this is just literally a case of just smashing everyone. In fact... there we go. Okay. I thought this was gonna like instance me or something. Because otherwise I'm just a level 80 guy running around killing all the mobs that level 5s might need. I'm good at smashing people. It's what I do. I wonder what those sea dogs will try and steal when there's no harvest. Without tools like these, the tillers who frequent Tiller's Rest would have a hard time tilling. No doubt. See, I never looked at any of this stuff when I was playing it through the first time, so it's nice to go back and see everything that I missed. Ah! Good to see the old tools back, and in serviceable condition. Which will be more than we can say of Severin when we get our hands on him. The wretch likely had a role in the theft. Spied him meeting the pirates in secret, I did. I couldn't care less if the wastrel wouldn't work. When he consorts with cut purses that take our tools away, he's crossed the line. Stelwyn ought to know what sort of scalawag he's dealing with. Take word to him, would you? Okay. So if this is level 9, the first dungeon comes at level 16. And I can solo that because that seems to be the whole point at this point. But I want to know what I'm actually doing and why I'm there now. Pirates making off with our tools. Oh, that wasn't a... It was... Frewal did not take matters into his own hands. Did well not to take matters into his own hands. Last thing I need is blood on my crops. But I'll be damned if Severin thinks he can take us for fools. His treachery won't go unpunished. I've come to expect a great deal from you, lad, and you've never once let me down. Yet what I ask of you now goes beyond all what I've asked before. You've only asked me like 5 things. It's not exactly, and none of them were particularly daring. It was go rescue this guy. And also go and give this stuff to this person. And please bring me back my money. Would you hear my plea all the same? Stelwyn has reason to believe that Severin is up to no good. No, duh. Make a change if he was up to any good. It eases my mind to have your ear. You're no doubt familiar with that scoundrel Severin by now. I wonder when we actually started getting sassy. Because at some point you start getting dialogue choices. And I want to know at what point it was that my character got to be... Oh no. Not again, JAQK. I did it for Pear earlier. And now I don't want to be stuck doing it again for another half an hour. Or another 5 minutes even. Well, the scheming scapegrace is at it again. Since that wetter came for him, he's been skulking about in that manner he does, when he's up to no good. Now he's wounded up his wogues and buggered off, with nary a word to anyone. I've grown accustomed to his insolence, but something tells me this is different. That's true. It ain't exactly damning, but when I last had words with him, he didn't look defiant as so much as haunted. I can't help thinking he's gone looking for trouble and found more than he wanted. So I was hoping you might hunt his sorry hide down and drag it back here before it's too late. The ungrateful word cur bites me every chance he gets, but I can't quite bring myself to cut him loose. That's what I tried to say, but I couldn't get it out. I suppose he reminds me of a bit of my younger self. Suffice it to say, I'd rather he didn't come to a sticky end. As for how to find him, I'd try asking Gwynweeda at the Aetherwaite. She was the last one to see him. I dare say she'll be able to tell you where he's headed. Okay, so now we're on our way there. How you doing, JAQK? I hope you're doing well. Better than I am, at least. At this point. It's very hard to try and keep all this in mind when I talk. And it takes a lot more focus than you'd think. Gwynweeda. Good. Glad you're alright. Nothing that passes through those gates escaped my notice. Thank you, Owie, for the stretch. This didn't wake anything. I saw the Wowzer and his wabble set out for Woad Whisper Canyon not long ago, singing about drinking themselves stupider. Cheeky sods said I should join them. I told them I'd rather shiver up than sip whatever it was that had pickled their brains. If you find the idle swine, be sure and give them a cuff round the ear from me, will you? I hope you're timing this, because I forgot. I do go in a FUD. Because how else would you do an Uru voice? Good. No, not starting now. I think Smooth is enjoying it a whittle too much. Maybe I should just stick to doing the R's instead of the Wells. Aylmer. Of all the dirty, deceitful, downright dastardly deeds that slippery bastard's done, claiming to take the lads out for a drink, only to lead us straight into a body trap. It don't get no lower than that. Of course, I've learned to stay a step ahead of old Severin, so I was ready. But the others weren't so lucky. You've got to help them. I could also start wilting my voice so that I end every sentence going slightly higher. Is that what you want? You fiends. Okay, good. Thank you. I think you'd like it, weary. But okay. I'll save that for when I'm doing Undertale. My axe may as well have been a white flag for all the good it did. Hope you fare better or the sorry bastards in there are done for. In where? In here? Oh, okay. Wow, it just looks like everyone's suffering. Hey, Tara, how you doing? You're not streaming tonight. Severin might have got us into this mess, but I ain't about to let him give his life for us. I'd sooner bow to a fishback than me and that conniving bastard to arms. Proceed. It's a sleepy day. I hope you're recharging then. Recharging that bunny energy. Bunnergy. A true knave. You betray even yourself, Severin. Ow. Stomach kicks are just awful. We were prepared to overlook the matter of your desertion on the condition that you provide us with suitable replacements. That was the agreement. Yet your latest change of heart leaves your debt to us unpaid. Few are they who would betray the Serpent Reavers twice. You will not do so a third time. Him in a blue Highlander-looking face. Cowering behind your protector will only delay the inevitable. Honourless wretch, your life is all you have left. And worthless though it might be, we shall take it. Nah. Ooh, it's an Ascian. Hello there. O mournful voice of creation, send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall to command, that I may smite mine enemies. This was all very spooky to begin with. Here come the enemies. And that horrible smirk. Dude needs to get his butt kicked. But anyway. Time for the tough little potato. Who is level 13? Okay. Never mind. I was going to do a lot more punching, but I guess I'll just have to make do with slashing. Not that it's going to take me very long anyway, but nevertheless. Lane Cracker. I also need to turn off the... I need to figure out how to turn off the error sound effects. Because I press buttons constantly. That the golem could be vanquished. That man is no ordinary adventurer. Sup, buddy? Oh. My imagination. Never mind. It's just me out here. Talking to myself. What else is new? Hey, Ishtola. The snake slithered away. Are you after the guy in the cloak? I'm only glad he did not have the chance to sink his fangs more deeply into you. Yep. Button mashing something always happens, Panda. That's correct. It's my only way of fighting. I just tap until something happens. Migraine time! The legendary Final Fantasy XIV migraine. Those pirates do not belong to any of the known Lamisan factions. Whom then do they serve? The Beast Tribes? Surely not. But the timing of their appearance coincides all too neatly with the recent surge in Sahagin and Kobold activity. Something is afoot. The question is, what? WoW is just simply playing with others. I've not played WoW in a long while. Could it be that the tribes are planning to summon their primals? 12 help us if it should prove so. Limsa would be hard-pressed to keep a single primal at bay, let alone two. But all is yet speculation. I must needs find evidence. And evidence we shall find. But let's just have a long, lone stare out over the sea first. The seas continue to rise. Hey, just like in modern day. While the lesser moon continues to fall. Hey. How long ago was this memory? Because that was a before A Realm Reborn thing. That was the original release Final Fantasy XIV thing. Neat. And ilm by ilm the world becomes ever more unlike itself. It is as Louisois foretold. He's dead. He's long dead. The coming of chaos has rendered the laws of nature mutable, blurring the boundary between the material and ethereal planes. Little now stands between us and the primals. But they are not here yet. Though time be against us, hope shall ever be on our side. Never did the creed of Sharlayan ring more true. Sharlayan, that's where we're going next expansion. Never did I dream that it would possess the means to see ether. Yet now that I do, I begin to take it for granted. How swiftly do the wonders of Sharlayan seem commonplace. Here for you. Have you come for the festivities? Or maybe, today the Maelstrom officially makes the Great Hole in its sea for its training ground. Join in the celebrations. Are we just cheering anyone on now? Never mind. Looks like a Ghostbuster. She looks like Egon from the Ghostbusters. Wait, a disturbance in the force. But whence does it emanate? Seasong Grotto, perhaps? Seasong Grotto, that's the dungeon. That's the first dungeon. Ooh. Oh, hey, horse. Thank you for the raid. Hello, raiders. My name is Jack. I'm a panda. I like gambling, I like cards, and at the moment I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV. I hope you're all well. Well, specifically Final Fantasy XIV New Game Plus, because I'm going over it again. But hey, I hope you're all doing well. Nice to see you all. What have we here? Can you walk? And yeah, welcome in. 'Tis I. Regrettably, no, he eluded me. Understood. I will inform the Commodore. I missed the talking. And I missed the music. You collapsed from your exertions. Are you suitably recovered? No, I didn't. I had a really bad migraine. And I was imagining you. In completely appropriate scenarios. Severin here has appraised me of all that inspired. His account shed some light upon how you came to be attacked by a golem of all things. A golem is a mindless automaton, inert save when commanded to be otherwise. Common pirates could not hope to control such a thing, so arcane are its workings. But how are you, horse? You doing okay? Did your raid go well? What were you playing? Did your stream go well? What were you playing? But then these tattooed wretches are no common pirates. They are the minions of the Sahagin. As to their purpose, well, I should get to the bottom of it. Code Vein! I still need to play through that. I've started it, but all I've done is get up to the first boss. I've not gone further than that. And even that I found to be a bit tricky. Did you have fun at least? How far did you get? How far through it are you? But first I must escort Severin back to his place of employment. I dare say Stalewern will be wondering what has become of him. And you too, for that matter. I will bear word to him of your preservation, but I am certain he would like to thank you in person. Pray pay the man a visit. Trying to be in a week. Oh, is this a brand new playthrough then? And you're just trying to do it as quickly as you can. 65%, that's pretty good. It's just over halfway and you've got the rest of the week, so I'd say you've got a good chance if you're doing it every day. How long are you playing for a day? Ah, he told me of you, but perchance he did not tell you of me. My name is Ishtola. I am a naturalist. Whoa. Oh wait, no, it's naturist. After 6 hours, I'd say you stand a good chance then. I think your goal is well within reach. I mean, I'm not sure how tough the game is though, so maybe take that opinion with a grain of salt. Surveying the ether in hopes that it might offer up a clue as to our predicament. I forgot that she even did that. I'd say I owe you my life, but that don't cover it. If it weren't for you, my friends would be dead and all. 'Tis a debt I can never repay, but I'll not make things worse by running away. Take me to Summerford Farms and I'll face the consequences. Once you learn that it's all about modifiers, the game gets fairly easy. Oh, I see. All I knew about is the cool death things that you can use and that you can equip to yourself that change your special attack thing. And that's what I like about it. I also like the character creator. Although I was hoping to make a character that looked more like JAQK, but I couldn't find any card symbols, so I was kind of disappointed. Aside from the heart. For reasons I cannot fathom, you seem... Forgive me. Mayhap we shall have a chance to speak again when I have marshalled my thoughts. Until our paths next cross. Farewell. 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 Okay. So, back to the farm. I'm lazy. I can't click on links while I'm in the game, Alec. And I can't play them on stream because I don't know which ones are going to be appropriate and which ones are going to be inappropriate. Remember? I don't want any copyrighted stuff on my stream either. Because otherwise I can't put it up on the VOD channel. It's a tonk. I don't know what a tonk is. Lo! I thought it said lol. I knew you would return. Ishtola delivered Severin a bit ago. Tales of your heroic deeds precede you. Why are you linking things with a tank? The rest came shuffling back too, a lot of them sporting the same haunted expression. It's me who was blamed to that. That and the rest. I was once a serpent reaver. A thrall to the Sahagin. 7 hells. Reavers may look and sound and act like pirates, but they're naught but the fishback's flunkies. Now watch it when I'm not playing the game. Got plenty. You speak to me nearly all day. You've got plenty of time to send me links. Us pirates ain't much for laws, but there's things we won't do. We've got a code, see? But the Reavers never follow a word of it. A few years back, they started snatching law-abiding Laminsons. I see. I don't know what that means. I get the river part, but I don't know what a PT-76 is. I'd only just taken my oath when our captain bent the knee to his new Sahagin masters. I knew I had to get away. Ah, I see. A Russian tank. So I crept off one night, got myself a new name and found myself a new home. Summerford Farms. Trouble is, secrets don't stay secret for long round here, and word soon spread, all the way back to the sea. Have fun with Borderlands. It's another game I want to play at some point. Is it Borderlands 1, 2, or 3? Or pre-sequel? The penalty for desertion is death, but the Reavers offered me a way out instead. My freedom in exchange for my mates. The letter. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't bloody thinking. Too busy soiling myself. Aye, but you got there in the end, didn't you? When the time came, you made the right decision. The men may say little to me, but I hear 'em talk of how you stood up to their Reavers at their last, of how you tried to give your life to save theirs. Be that as it may, no deed, however good, can atone for the crime of betraying your brethren. I know that. I do. That's why I'm going to hand myself over to the Yellow Jackets. I'll bring shame to the farm no more. You'll hear no arguments from me. Each man must sail according to his own moral compass. I just hope yours guides you back here someday. There will always be a place for you at Summerford Farms, lad. And I'll always be in your debt, Stilwyn. That was a big about turn. I was expecting him to go on for a bit longer being a bad guy. Being a jerk, at least. I could have sworn he was the one at the end of the dungeon. I owe you a debt too, Rarakumo. Not once have you let me down. Thank you for saving the men of my farm. If I could ask for one more favour, you asked... You know, before I said you weren't asking too much, you'd asked like 4 or 5 things. And I've just saved your mate, and now you're asking for yet another one. Tell Bader on what's happened from start to finish. I'm certainly putting a good word for Severin if he knew the whole story. And he's one of the few people I know that Yellow Jackets will listen to. Well, I reckon I've asked all I possibly can ask of you. Safe travels, son. Okay. Right. So far, that's about all I remember of what we've done, anyway. Although, really, I remembered helping out on Summerford Farm, and I remembered going and visiting the Crystal. I didn't remember Ishtola coming along. For some reason, I thought it was the other two. What are they called? The Lalafell and the girl wearing the weird helmet. But aside from that, that's all I remember. Although I also remember fighting bats. A lot of bats. But I don't think we fought any bats. Although maybe that was because I was too lower level to have to fight bats. Or too high a level to have to fight bats this time, whereas last time I had to fight all bats to get in there to approach the thing I had to click on. Bloody hells, life on the farm ain't quite how I pictured it. Ah, but you needn't worry yourself over young Severin. The Yellow Jackets has hands out the punishments as... I can't... You needn't worry yourself over young Severin. The Yellow Jackets has hands out the punishments as a good mate of mine. If I ask him nice, I reckon he'd be willing to commute the lad's sentence from hanging to keel-hauling. Kindly gent he is. Ooh, keel-hauling is terrible. That's not much better. That's literally, for anyone unaware, that is tying someone... It's basically like tying someone to the back of a car and then dragging them along the road, except it's on water. Which still hurts a lot. Not that I know from experience, but I've read enough about it to make a fairly good guess. Oh, okay, never mind. He was just joking with me. Ah, I'm only jesting with you. I'll see he's treated fair. Now, it sounds to me like you've done everything old Stalewern asked of you, and more. Justifying me generous finder's fee in the process. Much obliged, lad. As for your reward, well, she's a lonely lady, this drowning wench of mine. That's the bar's name, for anyone not aware. How'd you fancy keeping her company for a spell? With free room and board? Free sounds good to me. Venturing's a trying business after all. Them as don't rest their bones every now and again tend to end up with broken ones. And take it from me, fighting ain't nearly so much fun when you're nursing a shattered arm. Got that? Good. There'll always be a free bed for you, so make use of it. In-rooms now available. Not that they weren't already, but... Not that you'll have much time for lying around, what with all the leaves you'll be doing. Oh, didn't I mention? I'm putting your name down for leaves. Our guild draws in all manner of clients, offering all manner of odd jobs. Honestly, you'd be amazed how much folk will pay to avoid doing an honest day's labour. Oh no, I know it. Just give Tomokri, there we go. Tomokri a shout, whenever you feel like making a few extra gil. She'll always have some task or other for you to do. Okay. Oh, and it's all above board in case you're wondering. We're careful to stay on the Admiral's right side near, unlike some pirates I could mention. I tell you, if it turns out to be aught to do with them kidnappings, there'll be 7 L's to pay. A proper bleeding reckoning. Mayhap that's what Limsa needs, though. On rough seas, sometimes you have to rock the boat to right it. But we'll have time for such talk when you're well and rested. Till then, enjoy the wench's hospitality. Okay. Yay! Now access to recommendations. Bloody hell, I forgot that stuff wasn't available until you actually hit certain levels. Anyway. Next story. Baderon, the proprietor of Drowning Wench, has a suggestion to put you on the road towards new adventures. How do you fare, Orokumo? Rested and ready to expand your horizons? Well then, I've got an idea of where you might try heading next. Have you heard of Skylift out in the middle of Lenosia? If you've ever visited Woad Whisper Canyon, then you must have been up and down the thing at least once. It's that big bleeding scaffold attached to the descent. You've likely seen the lads and lasses out there, using it to haul cargo up the cliff face. Hard labour that. And I hear they could use an enterprising soul to pick up the odd jobs with no other bugger has time to deal with. Track down the head of the operation, bloke by the name of Wickert, and he'll be sure to put you to work on a task or two. Hey. I don't remember any of these names. These are places that I have to go to quite regularly as well. But I don't remember the names of the towns, I just remember them as the places in these locations. But I could just do this. Oh really? Summerford? We're going back to Summerford, but now we're going slightly west. At least I won't have to do the, what's it called? The quest to get home places again? The residential districts. That's it. Bum 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 bum. I'm wondering if I should do a couple of raids and dungeons and stuff just to make things more interesting. I would love to do the twinning, actually. It's been so long. Baderon sent you out here, did he? Then consider yourself welcome at the Skylift. Look at that bloody cliff, will you? One blast of fiery hell from that huge dragon was all it took to split the ground in half. What dragon? Nidhogg? Cargo still needs to get through though, so this mess of wooden pulleys was our solution to the problem. Well, one of them at least. If the gods were kind, and they ain't, I'd have about a dozen more workers to handle me growing list of headaches. Worklift? Oh no, work it. A skylift. Oh, work it. I get it. I've only just got it. Work it. A skylift operator needs you to recover a cargo load abandoned by a terrified wagon driver and deliver it to its intended recipient. Glad I am to see you again, lad. A wagon driver just returned in a great bloody hurry, screaming about some monstrosity what sprang up from a million corn seedling in his cargo. Seems the gutless bastard tossed it over the side before turning tail and running for his life. I need you to head down the road, recover that seedling, and deliver it to Lyulf over at Swift Perch in western Lenosia. Whatever he pays for the cargo is yours to keep. After all, I don't rightly know what else is lurking inside that plant, and you deserve to be rewarded for your troubles. Oh, and while you're at it, you'll also find an aetherite in Swift Perch, so the journey should be worth your while. Okay, Swift Perch. I think... No, maybe that was Wineport. No, Swift Perch was the area that led to dungeon. Yeah. So we're on track for the first dungeon. I'll just take out the jackal on here. I wonder if this will scale up, actually. No, never mind. I thought it was going to scale up with me, but oh well. Viscous secretions. Delicious. Okay, so now to Swift Perch. So this is where we start learning about the Sahagin. And all the fishbacks, as they call them. Which in hindsight, I think is a bit of a racist term. I think that's what it's meant to be. I mean, it makes sense because the humans or the Liminsons hate the Sahagin. But at the same time, I didn't realise just how offensive that probably was. Or how offensive it was meant to be. Has Nimir herself forsaken this desolate land? Though I understand there were risks in gambling my entire fortune on a crop of million corn, I at least expected the seedling to be delivered before disaster struck. The strain of million corn has been bred over generations to grow in even the rockiest of soils. It's very hit and miss whether or not you're going to get a funny one or a realistic one. Is that my million corn seedling? Oh, joyous day! It may seem a paltry beginning, but the yield of this particular variety of crop plant is nothing short of astonishing. Yeah, you can make corn now, I guess. Yay? As you have undoubtedly noticed, Swift Perch lacks a certain, shall we say, vital energy. Thus I mean to restore a modicum of hope to its residents by growing a veritable ocean of corn. You, sir, seem fit to burst with vim and vigour. Might I persuade you to abide a while and help nurture this ailing settlement? You may, and I will. Because I want to, not because you ask me to. Remember my generosity. Freyloaf, a yellow jacket on guard duty in Swift Perch, wants you to visit the Brewer's Beacon and investigate the reason behind the waning light. You there, adventurer, cast your eyes towards Brewer's Beacon. Does the light not seem uncommonly weak? I don't know where Brewer's Beacon is. Brewer's Beacon. I cannot be bright enough to guide the ship. It cannot possibly be bright enough to guide the ship sailing in the bay. I would march over to the lighthouse and investigate myself, but I am duty-bound to remain at my post. I would consider it a favour if you could make a visit to Brewer's Beacon and see if aught has befallen Kanswis, the lighthouse keeper. Kanswis. The Welsh names get me. I don't know how people thought Jack was difficult to pronounce when you have names like these. You say a yellow jacket sent you here? Eh? Me light's grown dim, has it? Well, of course it bloody has. The bomb that fuels me furnace is up and buggered off, you see? I don't get that beacon fixed up soon, there'll be trouble on the water. I know you're just a messenger, lad, but I can tell a venturer when I see one. I'm going to need you to chase down that bomb and bring back a claw what you ripped from its smouldering corpse. Take this here iron brazier and set her down in the middle of the flock. Somewhere near the scarecrow, I'd say. You get a nice fire going and that frisky bomb will soon be about. Watch you don't singe your eyebrows, lad. Got pretty big eyebrows. Nice bushy Lalafell eyebrows. That is a very big scarecrow. It's a very big scarecrow. Even for a Lalafell, that's big. Okay. Iron brazier, and then let's get it going. Yay. Torchling. Easy enough. All you need to do is take that All you need to do is take down that runaway bomb and bring me one of its little claws. We got a little claw. Unbearably hot to the touch, this remnant of a void-sent bomb will set aflame nearly anything it comes in contact with. Ah, you got the ashy bastard, did you? Once I put this little firecracker in the furnace, that should keep things running for a while. I had myself a bit of a look while you was gone, and Limalin cursed me if the furnace weren't all bent and broken. Small wonder the bloody bomb was able to escape. I patched things up as best I could, but I ain't no smithy. I didn't realise I was what people call blacksmiths. You might want to have a chat with the yellow jacket friend of yours in Swiftperch, and have him pass the word back to someone in Limsa. Yay, and now it's fetch quest time. Everyone's favourite part of MMOs. They're running back and forth between places to go and get things and breadcrumb each other. The furnace is damaged, is it? Very well, I shall write up the relevant reports, but these repairs must needs be effected without delay. Affected or affected? It seems I have another favour to ask of you, adventurer. Of course you do. Take yourself straight away to the Armourers Guild in Limsa Lominsa and explain the situation to Forge Master Henanza. 30 seconds and I can just teleport back for free. In the meantime, let's have a quick look around. So, Brewer's Beacon is that, because it's a beacon, obviously, I get that now. Spawning grounds, there's the dungeon. And place to repair, although I can repair my own gear. And another dungeon. Okay. Right, I think I've got my bearings. Yeah. Yeah. Sadly, the beginning does definitely start off very slow. Very, very slow. But by the time you get to the end... where's the Armourers Guild? Where was the Armourers Guild? It's Fisherman's Guild. Oh yeah, they're in the same place. The After Castle it is, I guess. The cities are always bustling as well. It's very, very... It's just such a... It feels like such a good community. And it feels like wherever you go, there's always going to be people there. Even if it's places that aren't as frequented anymore, aren't as important to relevant content, like Idleshire or Ralga's Reach. They always feel busy, in a way. That could also be because of the population of the NPCs and stuff like that. Hello, Henanza. I remember you. The furnace in the Brewer's Beacon needs repairs. Burgot's beard. I just sent someone out to tinker it not a week past. Mayhap the bomb Kanswis has trapped out there was a touch too volatile? I'll have an artisan visit the lighthouse and pay special attention to reinforcing the casing of that furnace. Your work is done here, adventurer. May the navigator guide you on your journeys. Okay, that was a quick little side quest, I guess. Forge Master Henanza, head of Naldik and Vermelis wants you to assist with the workload over at Morabi Dry Docks. What say you taking on some work from Nadik and Naldik and Vermelis? We've a great hulking warship to build and could certainly use an extra hand for any number of tasks. For your first job, I need you to run this missive over to Antbrim, the head shipwright at the Morabi Dry Docks. We forge most of the ship's bits and pieces here at the Armourers Guild, but the actual construction takes place at the docks found in the south of Lowen Lenosha. That's where you'll also find the main offices of Nadik and Velmilis. The Morabi Dry Docks is one of Limsa Lominsa's most important districts, at least as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure you'll not regret attuning yourself to the area's aetheryte. If you've no confidence in your sense of directions, you're best served making use of the Chocobo Porters, first floor of the mizzenmast in case you were wondering. Should you choose to make the trek on your own 2 feet, leave the city through the Tempest Gate and follow the road south. May the navigator guide your steps. Okay. Thankfully, we don't need to do that because we can just walk straight back. However, I do want to hear the Chocobo theme. So... Yay. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I want to ride my chocobo all day. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Wish I could remember all the lyrics to that. You have a missive for me from Forge Master Hananza. I assume it pertains to the pending arrival of the materials I ordered over a moon past. Let's see to it then. An important message entrusted to you by Nadik and Vermelli's Forge Master, Hananza, with orders to deliver it to Victory Shipwright and boom. Blast and botheration. Another delay? I am well aware of the shortage of skilled artisans, but this is insufferable. My apologies. The messenger does not deserve to bear the brunt of my frustration. Might I have your name? Very silent mumbling. Rarakumo, is it? Well, Rarakumo, this proud maiden you see taking ship before you was the Victory, the first new vessel to grace the docks since the Calamity, which was when Ishtola saw the big red moon. We have lost the bulk of our ships that fateful day, but starting with this beauty, we will restore the Maelstrom's fleet to its former glory. The Victory is more than a simple warship. It is the symbol of Limsa Lominsa's rebirth from the wreckage, wrought by the coming of the 7th Umbral Era. When the moon of Dalamud fell to the ground, or fell to the earth, plummeted, and then released the great primal Bahamut. Thus, we are striving to complete her construction as swiftly as possible, even going as far as to hire veteran shipwrights from outside the Thalassocracy. Thalassocracy. What's a Thalassocracy? Yet, even with such unprecedented measures, there are never enough hands to handle the abundance of tasks. Should you choose to linger at the docks for a time, there is no end of odd jobs for a hard-working adventurer. Be you fair warned, there is no place here for layabouts and troublemakers. That's okay. I'm both. Aunt Boom is looking for a member of his crew and the items he was supposed to deliver. Where in the several hells is that man? Not once in 12 moons has he been late with a shipment, and now 2 whole turns of the sun without a single word. A shipwright of mine, a young man named Frilsmid, recently left Candlekeep Quay to retrieve several crates of supplies ordered from Limsa Lominsa, but has yet to return. I have sent several missives to getting really sick of these names. I have sent several missives to Halbroda, but his replies are always the same. He does not recall ever seeing the right, nor the supplies he was scheduled to collect. That man knows something, and I severely doubt he is telling me the whole truth. As I can't leave my post, I would ask you to travel to Candlekeep Quay in my stead, and inform Halbroda that if he insists on playing these games, I will personally see that he is transferred to Turtleback Island, where he can rot alone in the middle of the sea for eternity. That's not a nice island. That's where a lot of pirates have died. Oh wow, I did throw off my direction. I forgot the dry docks were all the way down here, in a totally different map. I thought it was in Western Lenosia still. Oh well. Does that self-righteous dog Antbrim doubt that I've never told him anything less than the truth? He does, so I'm going to doubt you too. Turtleback Island? He cannot do that, can he? I swear on my poor Nana's grave, Navigator rest her soul, I know naught of this Frilsmid, nor his precious supplies. Hells, we here at the Quay have had enough trouble these past few suns. What with the sinking of that Lominsan cargo ship off the Salt Strand, I haven't the time yet to take a proper piss, let alone make note of every scrag that wanders in off the grip. Albroda has a suggestion for the kind adventurer who came bearing Foreman Antbrim's message. Artbrim. Not Antbrim. Artbrim. I need to remember that. Now, the way I see it, if you have time to be standing here questioning my character, then you certainly, most certainly, have I noticed I am very small? What do you mean? I can look him directly in the eye without craning my head. It's a matter of perspective, is what it is. It's very important. Perspective is very important. He just looks bigger because the camera is closer to him. If it were completely zoomed out, it would look very, very different. Anyway. You must certainly have time to get their arse of yours down to the Salt Strand and help us search for survivors of the wreck. Oh my god. Who knows? You may just run across this fool's mead everyone seems so eager to find. Here's to hoping the navigator hasn't found him first. So many people have been requesting the ooh voice today. I know it's new, but still, why? It's not easy to keep up for a full 5 minutes. Need to remember. I need to remember. Goes off at 21:53. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make it more expensive. I'm in trouble. Of course, it's worse when I actually have to do voices or have to actually read things. Ow! Why, Oi? It's already hard enough as it is. Okay, so now I just need to go and fight a bunch of bees. Here is Fusmid. I'm Fusmid. You say the foreman's wondering about me whereabouts. I thought he might be, but you must know I cannot show me face at the dry docks until I've righted the terrible wrong I caused. 2 nights past, I made the trip from the dry docks to Candlekeep Quay. I just as the foreman asked. The seas were white and white rough, and the captain of the cargo ship was wary of bringing her too close to the cliffs. It did confuse me, just a bit. So I paid a few coins to the fisher to take me out to meet her. By the time we was halfway twixt shore and ship, the swells had risen to nigh on 10 yards, and 'twasn't long before the waves had hold of us. Try as we might to steady the boat, nature's grip was too tight, and we was flung headlong into the Leminson Galley. And thank you. I'll drink once this is done. Okay, so now we help this guy on the Salt Strand. Oh, thank you, Tower. Yay, sandwich. No? No sandwich? It pops up whenever it wants, but won't let me eat. Ah, there we go. I've had better. Thank you though, Tower. Thank you for feeding me. Blast helm wheel. And now, we kick some butt. It wasn't hidden in my hair. Hidden in my hand, which wouldn't move. Sky sandwich. The most delicious of sandwiches. And where are we going to have to change that cost? Because it is too low, I am now realizing. Tangled wigging. Salvage the victory's wigging. Done. It's very quiet all of a sudden. I thought it was supposed to be music here. Folded sailcloth. Okay, and now we are done. So now, we go back and stop this guy whining. It was me. I think I'm gonna have to start using this voice for Birdwee from Deltarune. because I think it sounds good. That night, I was tossed into the sea like some dull old rags, and it weren't long before the world round me faded to black as I slipped deeper into the abyss. But lo, the navigator wouldn't see me to the gates of the seven hells, and I woke to find myself washed ashore. And here's I ever been, ever since. Waiting for a chance to salvage my master's cargo. Folded sailcloth, a piece of nautical equipment intended for the Victory and sought after by shipwright films. Brass helm wheel, piece of nautical equipment, yep, and knot of tangled wigging. All done. The missing parts! I don't know how I can repay you! I'll deliver the surprise right away, but first I must stop by the quay, so that I might pay me respects to the widow of the brave fisher who gave his life for a handful of coin. Could you tell Antberm I'll be... Ow. Wait, now I have to do it even more? Are you kidding me? Could you tell Antbim that I'll be back at the dry docks by nightfall? Many thanks, adventurer. I will not forget this kindness. That's definitely getting changed after today. Okay. We can now move on. Wherever it is we need to go. Oh yeah, back to the dry docks. We're good. Do. So how are you, Nashil? I hope you're doing well too. I don't think I can go any higher without turning full squeechy. I am relieved to hear that both Philsmead and the supplies are unharmed, though it was foolish for him to believe I would blame him for that which was obviously out of his hands. You see, there was no storm that day, and the seas here adjacent the dry docks were as calm as a slumbering child. This leads me to believe the trouble of the ships encountered off Candlekeep Quay was of a less natural sort, the sort which the Sahagin have been known to conjure. Listening to his voice made me type half in a sentence and email in a way that would have been very unflattering at work. Good. That's what people get. I hope it upsets more. Victory Foreman Antbrim is Artburm is considering recommending you for an important job involving dry dock security. Barakumo, while I originally had doubts about your motives, you have repeatedly proven yourself an asset to Nadik and Vermeri. I still do not like you, but that does not mean I do not trust you. Gim Tota, head of the watch here at the dry docks, believes the pirates may be plotting an attack on the Victory, and she requires assistance investigating a group of unsavory individuals making a camp nearby. I have recommended you for the task. Despite all Imza endured before, during, and following the calamity, the fact that there are still those who would turn their backs on the city-state just so that they might line their pockets with few handfuls of coin, just the thought sickens me. And then just a slow arm wave to signify. I like that whenever someone gives you something, they just raise their arm like that. And then you just raise your own arm to take it. It's just like, here, take it. And you're like, thank you, I'll take it. Anyway. Gim Tota. Ah yes, I had a feeling you will be at the one that Ampuim sent. Since you first arrived at the Morabi dry docks, I have had my men watch you. Oh, there's no need to get angry. I make it a point to keep an eye on all those new to the area. It is simply protocol. That's how it works, yep. And you'll be pleased to know that nothing incriminating was found. You appear to be a model citizen. That and the foreman seems to think somewhat highly of you, which I must admit is quite shocking. A man doesn't even trust his own mother. social distancing before it was necessary. Very well then. I assume Aunt Berm informed you of what your task would entail. The pirates, we believe, are conspiring to raid the dry docks. We're last seen making camp near an ancient stone called the Mark of the Spinner. I would have you approach the men, posing as a lost adventurer, and see if you cannot somehow learn of their intentions. Stanago, stationed at the rear gates, can provide you with an exact location of the camp. At this point, I'm going to have to do the biggest, dickest joke. There's something funny about the name Biggest Dickus. He has a wife, you know. Anyway, not long now. Only one more minute. Away. Oh, good. Ori has been keeping track. Okay. So back to normal now, apparently. That's going to become retroactively higher cost. So anyone that uses it from now, the next time you do a thing, I'm gonna ignore it. I won't, but that's what I'll be thinking. Pirates camped up there, we're aware of that though. Okay. Disreputable pirates and the loyal scrags. That'd be a good band name. Disreputable pirate and the loyal scrags. I'm giving you to the count of 9 to step back on that path and carry your venturing ass back down to whatever rock it is you crawled out from under. You see, I sat out here with your type, roaming the hills like there was years to roam. It's getting to be that a man can't enjoy a mug of rum without some shite breath outlander running up asking which way is the local leave meet. 7 hells if I know. I'm a bloody pirate, goddammit. Those balls. Once we have my boy back, I'm putting this godforsaken pisshole off an island so far behind me, ain't no one will remember I was ever here. Come on, Scrags. We's knives to sharpen. Okay. It was rather aggressive. I was just asking directions. But it looks like they just want to go. Also, I bet this person's very far up their own arse. So the trespassers are indeed pirates, and they are indeed planning something. What is this talk of getting me boy back? Could that be the target was never the victory? Something is not right, and I won't sit idly waiting for those pirates to make their first move. I shall order increased patrols immediately. Thank you again for your help, Barakumo. It appears we were wise to put our trust in you. Gimthota, a captain of the watch at the Morabi Dry Docks, wishes your aid in dealing with the potential intruders. I am concerned, Rarakumo. It appears the pirates I had you investigate are on the move. They creep ever closer to the dry docks, so I must assume they mean to target the Victory herself. That ship is the symbol of everything Limsa Lominsa strives to become, and I will not allow these base scoundrels to lay a single finger upon her hull. We must apprehend them before they put their plans into motion, and you, Rarakumo, are just the man to do it. Hell yeah, she called me a man! Without your capable assistance, I fear the security of the dry docks cannot be guaranteed. Not moments ago, my guards submitted reports of suspicious activity in the area. My little buddy just jumped up. Hey boy. Yay. Pray begin your efforts by listening to one of their accounts firsthand. Oh, he's all hidden behind the... He's hidden behind the blocker. A lot of people don't call me a man. There we go. He's out now. Not moments ago, my guards submitted reports of suspicious activity in the area. Pray begin your efforts by listening to one of their accounts firsthand. It matters not whom you choose to speak with, but be sure to question either Ustwitz at the front gate or Senago in the rear. Senango. Any suspect saboteurs you encounter during the course of your investigation are to be interrogated. Report any and all findings directly to me. Okay. Okay. So we're just gonna go doing a bunch of pirates, I guess. Hail, adventurer. Glad to have another hand aboard to help shore up security. The gods know our reports would sit on Gimthota's desk gathering dust if it weren't for the assistance of those such as yourself. Well, thankfully they don't know. Otherwise I would be quite out of luck. My character doesn't speak in Uwu either. It's just me on rare occasions. Hiya, Druid. How are you? Speaking of reports, though, I saw one of those mangy pirates lurking around the cliff near Empty Heart. I'd take a closer look before he has a chance to cover his tracks. Should you not be asleep? Oh yeah, up here. Okay. How the hell did I get up there originally? Bloody hell. Look at how much running we had to do in the game. Although now I'm just lazy and I just fly anywhere I can. I'm okay. I'm just going through the story. Bah! Spotted me, did you? Well, you're too late. What's to happen is already happening. Oh no. What's happening? Also a pretty good sitcom. Ah. So now, we go and fight. Level 18. I might actually have more than 2 abilities now. Yeah, the New Game Plus isn't what I thought it would be, but oh well. So, you found me one of those pirates, did you? I knew you were the right adventurer to ask for aid. But what could these knaves be planning? What's to happen is already happening. You should play this. It's fun. Captain! Trouble at the shipyard. Easy now, soldier. Who did this to you? Pirates. Out of nowhere. Struck me good. Gods below, we were not prepared for this. The pirates, soldier, how many do they number? Not sure. More than I could quickly count. Seem to be carrying explosives. Explosives? There is no time to lose. Rarakuma, you heard the situation. Make your way to the shipyard and engage these intruders. Aye aye, Captain. Make haste now. Will do. I'll trot there as fast as my little legs can carry me. Look at those little legs. Where was I going? Oh, okay. I'm just going around and hitting whoever I want, I guess. With all of my 2 abilities at the ready. My 1 combo attack that I have. And also, I'm going to actually turn off that sound effect because it's really annoying. Don't know where the actual crap. Character config, maybe? Config. Yeesh, maybe not. Movement, UI, item, display. Oh, damn it. Could have sworn there was a way to actually disable the error effects, but maybe there wasn't. The settings. Oh, damn it. Oh well. There must be a way to turn off the sounds. I don't know what it is without fiddling around in the menu for about half an hour. There's a name. Atzapafin the Absorbed. Atzapafin. Now, Art Zapfin, the Absorbed. I'm not going to remember to say that without actually having to focus on his name again. Never reckoned it'd be this easy. Still don't trust those slimy bastards, but their plan worked like a charm. Oh, he's talking about the Sahagin. What are you doing, you great bloody fool? Shut your trap, boy. This'll all be over soon. All that's left now is to blow this ugly pile of driftwood into splinters. There's not much of it there in the first place. Why would you do such a thing? Have you any idea how important this ship is? What it represents? Aye, and that's what makes it all the sweeter. Whatever it takes to knock some sense into me treacherous, backstabbing son. Imagine a boy of mine giving up pirate life to become a shipwright. And building a bleeding maelstrom vessel at that. What under Limelin's wide green ocean made you take up these self-righteous shites? I didn't realise it was his dad. Although I can see the family resemblance. Kind of. Or is that because they're both green skin? Is that racist? Hero of Bright. That's me. See you later, Smooth. And have a safe trip back, okay? Thanks for sticking around. You're the one with no bloody sense, duh. Don't you see? The pirates had their glory days, but that era is over. Ah, I wondered why Atbrim never spoke as father. I never would have thought. This ship's a symbol, all right, of everything what went wrong with the world, and I mean to shatter it into 100,000 pieces. 100,000 pieces. We've already got all the pirates up there too. Gimthota, Rarakumo, pray beat the tar off this bloated sea slug and make sure no harm comes to the Victory. Easy. That's me getting my sword out. Yay. Ah, this is madness. Madness? Old meme. I'll tell you what. I'll just take all of them. Easy. They're all on me anyway. That's what I get for being a tank. Me able to take everyone's damage all at once. Wait. And now we've got... Why have we got the... Yeah, why have we got the Mamul jar here too? A little bit loud. And stunned. Yay. I'm pulling everyone. I'm a tank. It's what I do. Gotta take all the damage. And also, yeah, I need to figure out that error effect, because that is driving me up the wall. I don't remember hearing it in my other games. Just gonna give a second. Turn off error sound. Final Fantasy XIV. First link as well. Character config log window settings general tab. Uncheck anything that says error messages. It gets rid of the sound too. Ooh, or just... Yay! That was easy. It was just literally /tab action error space off. Nice. Now I can button mash freely. I must be getting old, letting some green Ventura get the best of me. Da. Who says da? The Scottish? The Welsh? Some Americans? No, we don't. It's either dad or father. Or daddy, I guess. Well, that doesn't get used very often. Unless you're a certain person. A certain type of people. That's a big bloody ship. Big and nasty looking. You made that, did you? That guy says it. Yeah, apparently. Americans do not say da. Not even Scottish Americans. Or Irish Americans. Or Welsh Americans. Do you have Welsh Americans? My thanks, Rarakumo. I shudder to think what may become of the victory without your intervention. That was very quick. That was very quick. Your dad already gone? Ugh. Pirates have made a right mess of things. I'd best to get sorting out the docks. And my thoughts could use some sorting out as well. Ever did my father have a way of turning my life upside down? You ever? Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Although I've never met a Welsh American. I've met Scottish Americans. I've met Irish Americans. I've never heard of a Welsh American. Pray convey my thanks and my apologies to Gimthota. Will do. The land of immigration. That's true. Got to run away from nasty old England. I was saying the other day to a historian friend of mine. He's American as well, but he works at the University of Glasgow in Scotland here. And I was saying to him the other day, isn't it weird how America celebrates July 4th, Independence Day, because they freed themselves from the tyranny and control of the UK and its, you know, government slash king, I guess. Whereas we celebrate November 5th, or early November something, which we celebrate the we celebrate the stopping of the gunpowder plot, wherein a rogue band of men, specifically one man, Guy Fawkes, tried to blow up Parliament, thus tried to blow up the king and also the politicians that surround him. So you guys celebrate being free from oppression. We celebrate the continuation and the prevention of someone stopping tyranny. Which to me, and I said this to my friend, he was like, you are the first British person to actually say that to me and understand it and how weird it is. I know, right? It is weird. I mean, I guess people like the royal family, but simultaneously, we've not had, like, only our most recent queen and maybe our queen before have actually been good people. How fare you, Rarakumo? I cannot begin to thank you for the role you played in preventing this madness. But yeah, it's just the fact that we celebrate the prevention of blowing up Parliament, and it's just really, especially because, actually I better not say that. Americans just use July 4th. Yeah, well, I know that these days. I think that's very, very true. But hey, we just use it as an excuse to set off fireworks and burn an effigy now. That's what we do. We burn an effigy of Guy Fawkes. The guy that tried to blow up Parliament and the king. Which seems like a terrible idea. It'd be like if you guys started trying to burn an effigy of the King of England or whatever at the time period. I don't know which king it was. It is very weird. We have bonfires, effigies, and we eat candied apples. And we have sparklers, and that's it. That's the whole point. We just set off fireworks to celebrate that. Oh, they use fireworks here way before November 5th as well. They sell them, like, they're already selling them. In certain areas, you can hear them going off all night. So it's, I mean, I can understand, you know, maybe people couldn't do it on the day, so maybe they're doing it in advance, but you just hear them all week long. Yeah, it's basically it. It's people burning effigies of Guy Fawkes, and it's kind of sad. You defended more than a simple ship. You saved the budding hope of Limsa Lominsa from a violent demise. The day was yours. It seems our security regime will require much in the way of improvement if we are truly to keep the dry docks safe. Adbram apologises? Well, I suppose I can understand why he would feel responsible for his father's decisions. Of all those involved, this incident was hardest on him. But in time, I believe it will come to a single conclusion. The most fitting way of moving past his anguish is to see the victory completed and in the water. Ah, by the by. Oh, thank you, Druid. Hey, another sandwich. It's good, I've not eaten much tonight. Ah! Thank you. I wish it had mustard on it, though. Anyway. By the by, the pirates we defeated have been handed over to the Yellow Jackets. Rayna's men will be taking over the investigation. I wish I had the actual Minecraft noises, too. Oh, thank you, Ollie. And you, too. Hey, it's an apple. I've not had my 5 a day today, either. Just eating everything in one go and not swallowing. My mouth's so big it doesn't affect me. However, we recovered a most unusual object. Should you have time to spare, I would ask of you another favour. What is this strange object? Rarakumo, in light of your role in recent events, there are a few others to whom I would entrust this task. It's true, I can eat everything in one go. And then you just see it appear further down my body. Just like a snake. You just see the outline of an apple in my skin. Since last we spoke, a curious missive... You mean 5 minutes ago? A curious missive has been discovered amongst the personal effects of Zapfin, the pirate behind the plot to sabotage the victory. His missive was penned in a most unusual script, a script we believe to be some manner of code. Needless to say, anything which a proven enemy of Limsa Lominsa deems worthy of enciphering is like to be of great interest to the Maelstrom. Unfortunately, none among us can make any sense of the message. It's just one of my many special talents. In cases such as this, I am told the Yellow Jackets are wont to turn to Baderon and his convenient connections. Thus I would have you deliver this missive to the proprietor of the Drowning Wench, into his hand and no other. Do you understand? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so back to Baderon. I was going to do that. Like, yep. Oh, okay. I was wondering what that sound was. Okay. Right, so to the Drowning Wench before my ears get slowly corrupted. Yeah. Do. Our little newbie. What, the yelling? I don't know. It just sounded like people clicking an emote over and over again, but I don't know which emote it was. Hey, Baderon, you old bastard. I come bearing ill news. Ill news or grave news? What sounds better? Yeah. Ahoy there, Rarakumo. I've been hearing about your deeds at the dry docks. Artburn laid out the entire tale for me. Poor sod was still reeling his old man's part in the business. But at least she kept the victory from being sunk before she sailed. Oops. And for that, I owe you my thanks. You've really made a name for yourself in here in Limsa, lad. Folk know that when they need something doing. And just go up to them and just yell over and over again. You need something doing? And what might that be? Whatever language this missive is written in, it is one you are not familiar with. But it's Sahagin language. A language known only to the fish people. You want someone to read a message written funny letters for you. A Gimthota thought. I might know a man as could. Well, let's see it then. Unless you, Baderon, can read Sahagin. Make seagull sounds at them. Mine. Aye, sailor. I reckon I might know a canny bugger who can read stuff like this. Ugly sod by the name of Baderon. Self-burn. You know, like you're one of my regulars now, Rarakumo. You've never let me down yet. Navigator, help me. I reckon I can trust you. Gimthota was right to want this message deciphered. We've got us some trouble brewing here, and no mistake. Get ready for action and I'll explain. Well, what do you think this sword's for? I've got my sword, got my armor, got my arm guards, got my little weird faceplate thing. I'm all ready. I'm just standing at the bar, looking all sulky, pouty with my arms crossed. I'm good to go. Very serious looking. See? That's the face of a serious Lalafell. Yeah. It's one of my favourite items, and there's never been an item quite like it since. I think it's a Magitech face mask or something. I don't remember. Sable Death Mask. I did the Beast Tribe specifically just to get that mask. Good to have you aboard, lad. Now then, where to start? Vader owns a task for a trusted adventure. I'm sure he loves you too. Back when I was younger and nastier, I earned me living as a sellsword. In that business, if you want to know what your enemy was up to, you had to learn to read the orders you prized from the cold dead hands of his mates. That's how I came to know how to read your message. Truth be told, the script was only too bloody familiar. Them Sahagin letters, lad. And I should know, I've gutted more fishback messengers than I can count. Yay. It gets worse though. The plan to blow up the Victory is in all right. Right down to the fine details. It looks like they meant to raise 8 kinds of hell in western Lenosia. Then it the Maelstrom's new flagship in the confusion. The point being, the key on the Victory weren't the act of a few rebellious pirates. 'Twas a key of some part of canny bastard's grand plan. But if I'm reading this right, the attack itself came much too early. I'll wager they panicked when they saw you was up to 'em. Rushed in to do the job and buggered it up. Them tattoo-faced bastards, as they say, were paying heartburns. Old man, they're with the Serpent Reavers, right? But none of their crew was there, was they? Did they have something better to do, or what? Snap! 7 L's, I've got it all backwards. That mess at the Victory, that was meant to be the bloody distraction. The fishbacks ain't interested in the Maelstrom's baby. They're after men, just like they've always been. They're sending their pirate lackeys after a civilian target. This bit about raising hell in western Lenosia, that's where it'll be. Something tells me the Swift Birch is about to get it, and hard. Bow chicka bow wow. Is a rough translation of the message. Take it to Commodore Rayner at Coral Tower and tell him he's in for a busy day. Oh, and give him an hand, yeah? And eh? You'll be damned sure I'll need one. I said sure. Damned sure. Because I can't speak. When I'm trying to do an accent for too long, my mouth just gets all twisted. Even when I'm just speaking for too long, my mouth gets all twisted. It's getting twisted at this very moment. Okay, so we head to the Marauders Guild. And then once at the Marauders Guild, we speak to the captain guy. And then once we've spoken to the captain guy, we go and... what's the next thing we do? I guess we're going to go to, what's it called? Swift Perch. That was it. No, wait. Wrong one. Wrong way. Very wrong way. I think it was this, at this point, I'd stopped playing Summoner and started playing, so I'd started playing Marauder, or Warrior, no, Marauder, because I'd wanted to tank, because I thought guys with great big axes looked really cool. And they do look pretty cool. I mean, look. Okay, it's the same armor, but... Oh, hiya, Jen! I didn't realise you were... Oh, I should probably wait until Jen can actually hear me, because I don't think you hear people immediately when you raid. But hello, raiders! Hello! I'm Jack, I'm a panda, and I like playing cards. and this is my casino, so welcome. Granted, there's nothing actually available to play at the moment, because it's shut for the weekend. Or at least it's shut for Hero of Light duties. But hello! How are you all doing? Did you enjoy the stream? And what were you streaming, Jen? I didn't realise you streamed. Unless you told me before and I just don't remember anything. Which is also possible. How are you doing? Did you have fun? Oh, the Sony State of Play thing. Oh, right. Was there anything good? I don't really pay attention much to Sony stuff these days. Was there anything interesting? Like, was there any... Please tell me there was some Bloodborne news. I know, imagine streaming. Yeah, some neat stuff, so that was fun. It was shorter than you expected. Ah. Well, if there's ever a Bloodborne announcement, then I'm totally in. And it might actually convince me to pick up a PS5 in a couple of years. But until then, I'll wait. Or maybe if they release a PS Vita 2, I would totally be down for a PS Vita 2. Well, I'm getting the Steam Deck, so maybe that's unnecessary. Oh well. Yeah, did you have fun at least? I hope. Did you have a good time with your chat? Yes, I'm Raina. Ah, you must be the adventurer whose name seems to be on everyone's lips. You are to be commended for your part in thwarting the plot to destroy the victory. Now, what can I do for you this day? Gonna look and space out. Sounds good to me. Have a chill time. And thanks for the raid. So relax. You bear an urgent message from Baderon. Why do I get the feeling that my hopes for a quiet evening are about to be cruelly dashed? Tell me, what is afoot? It's attached to your leg. Anyway, a small slip of paper with Drowning Wench Proprietor Baderon 10 fingers, unintelligible writing scrawled all over it. Yay. I amused myself way too much with that one. An assault on Swift Perch. But we've seen nothing to suggest the Serpent Reavers are massing for an attack. Even so, it would be foolish to discount the possibility. Baderon is rarely wrong about such matters. I will marshal the Yellow Jackets for battle immediately. Oh crap, that's a woman. The only question is where to send them. While I concur with Baderon's assessment that the attack on the dry docks was intended as a diversion, Swift Perch is but one of several possible targets of the main thrust. Commodore, sir! Report. It's the Sahagin, sir. They've mounted a large-scale assault on South Tygate and threatened to overwhelm our defences within the day. The garrison requests immediate reinforcements. By the Navigator, it seems my decision has been made for me. Well, we did tell you. Muster the troops and give the order to march. Aye, the Serpent Reavers are in league with the Sahagin. Or maybe they were just taken over, possessed. Which would also be possible. Which means there is every chance that this assault on Tidegate might yet prove to be another feint. The fact remains, however, that we can ill afford to ignore it, and that leaves Swift Perch vulnerable to those pirate traitors. It is at times such as these that I wish the Warriors of Light yet walked among us. Wink. But wishes will avail us naught. Nonakumo, you must serve in their absence. You must serve in their absence. Just you. You are the only one. Make for Swift Perch with all haste and lend your strength to the squads. I can spare the settlements. I can spare. There. Lend your strength to the squads I can spare for the settlement's defence. That's it. I was getting it wrong there. Okay. It's so peaceful here. So quiet. Right then. Now onto Swift Perch, and there we can start figuring out the dungeon. Or we can start working our way to the dungeon. I think after that comes Ifrit. Right then. So okay, we've got a little instance duty, and then... in any case, do you know what you're fighting for here? This place, Swift Perch. It was rebuilt by folk who stood strong in the face of every hardship the Calamity threw their way. And we're not about to let some fish-fancying scum claim the honour of being the ones who finally broke their spirits. Don't give the pirate bastards one bloody ilm. Do you hear me? Oh yeah, for anyone unaware, an ilm and a yalm are an inch and a yard, respectively. Just in Final Fantasy language. So if something's 11, 12 ilms or 13 ilms, it'll be 1 yalm. Here they come! Okay, I was waiting for them to be possessed or something, or tempered, but... Here now! I thought all them yellow jacket worms was meant to be busy. That useless scrag ain't followed the plan, has he? Now what? Pull back and wait for us Sahagin brothers? Piss on that, we ain't turning back empty-handed. You and your stupid Highlander painted face. Remember, no killing the small folk, or it'll be your blood what stains Lord Leviathan's altars. Ah, Leviathan, I knew it. So they're not tempered, but they are persuaded. The yellow bellies you can butcher at will. Them dirt-eating slugs will be crushed under the full might of the Serpent Reavers. Seemed Swiftperch was the main target after all, eh? Squads 1 and 2, protect the townsfolk. Squad 3, you're our rear guard. The rest of you, we meet their charge where we stand. Let us bear the Commodore word of our victory, or no word at all. Hell yeah! For Limsa Laminsa! There can only be one. I'll get all your yellow bellies and dance on your gizzards. Oh right, I've set myself to warrior. I forgot. Oh well. It's all the same to me. Not like I have more than 2 abilities to use right now anyway. But it's okay, because I hit them hard enough to kill them in one blow anyway. Although I do wonder if I should be taking just him or not. Because, I mean, even if they beat everyone else, I'm still going to kick this guy's ass. Oh wait, I can still... Yay! All attacks are criticals and direct. I forgot that. I had the power buff. The buff. Oh, this becomes so much better once I actually... Okay, now he's paying attention to me. Wait. That, and then... Okay, never mind. Oh, wow. Fracture. That used to be an actual warrior / marauder attack. I forgot. They took it away because they didn't want to have... Ooh, what the hell? They didn't want warriors to have, or tanks in general to have damage over time attacks, because it didn't, or maybe it was just warriors and dark knights, because it didn't suit the lore or something like that. Paladin still has 2 of them, but no, not marauders. We're not allowed them. Well, the big boss is down, so now it's just clearing up everything else. Just a bunch of wusses. We really should know better than to walk into a settlement when a New Game Plus character is around. But it still doesn't feel like New Game Plus. It just feels like... It just feels like doing a dungeon, but with the old... with, you know, with your character who's already done the story or the dungeon. I really like that axe. The Ragnarok axe, or the Zodiac axe, Zodiac Zeta axe. Wrote the Ragnarok Zeta. Well fought. The Reavers are beaten and scattered. I'll take some men and hunt down the stragglers. Oh, and there may be more of them just lurking about, so don't let your guard down just yet. I'll just stand here. Looking cute. My cursor in the middle of the screen there. I thought my earring was glowing. Oh, it's you again. the source of his strength becomes clear. You may have bested the golem, but you will not fare so well this day. I forgot we fought one of them this early. Wow. I mean, I remember this now that I'm seeing it, but yeah, I forgot that this happened. O mournful voice of creation, send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall to command, that I may smite mine enemies. Looks like a gargoyle to me. Your very being imperils the plan. You cannot be suffered to live. Oh no. I've got a guy too ashamed to show his face and his big winged pet. But I'll ignore that and I'll just go and fight him instead. So I care way more about this guy and beating him down than I do about the stupid gargoyle. Plus, I think I meant to actually fight the gargoyle first, but I've got so much health and so much damage that I can just basically ignore him, and I heal a decent amount as well. Oh wait, crap. Never mind. Maybe I will have to deal with the demon first. Maybe? Or maybe I can just go all in with crits and just... Yeah, I think crits might do it. Oh yeah, I should also probably be silencing him. Ah! He definitely speeds up over time as well, but never mind. No mortal shall possess such strength. You shouldn't, but you've already died, so yeah. It's power wanes, affording a chance to recover. Wow, I've just killed an Ascian. I forgot that I could just kill Ascians this early. Man, it takes way more effort later. Wuss. The wisdom of the paragons should be brought low by mere mortals. Suck it. Paragons, did he say? Then it is as I feared. They are known as the bringers of chaos, or Ascians to give them their proper name. I used to think it was pronounced Ascians, because Ascians just seems kind of funny. It would seem our suspicions were correct. It is they who have been manipulating the beast tribes. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Pardon? You would know if we Charlayans had encountered Ascians before. I have never spoken to you of my homeland. How did you know from whence I hail? Through very severe migraines. Wait, I do begin to see. You have been blessed with a special gift. That's what people tell me. Are you alright, lad? If I'd known a mean bugger like that was hiding in the bushes, I'd have left a squad or 6 to keep you company. Well, at least now we can call this kidnapping investigation to a close. Those reavers were the ones spiriting folk away in the dead of night, and this bastard here was pulling all the strings. A trifle simplistic, but not inaccurate. I came as soon as I sensed his presence, but I never thought to find such a scene of carnage. Yet we prevailed, and thanks to your heroic actions, I have learned much. Always the smart cookie, Ishtola. I'm glad I've heard her new voice so much, because now I just picture her speaking in that voice. And it's always so commanding. But she looks like such a baby. She looks so green here. Even though she went through the entirety of the original Final Fantasy XIV before it got its revamp. She just seems such a baby. Aye, heroic is the word. I don't want to think about what would have happened if you hadn't been here, friend. And your assistance is much appreciated too, Lady Ishtola. Please give our regards to the Scions. Ooh, here's where I get my invitation, I think. I'm glad to have played a role in bringing what I hope is an end to this disturbing spate of abductions. Spate or spat? Spate. The thread of fate. The thread of your fate forms a part of a most intriguing tapestry. Mayhap we could be afforded the chance to speak more in the near future. For now, however, you must see this particular tale to its conclusion. Pray send my greetings to Commodore Rayner. Back to the warrior guy. Back to the marauder guy. Oh yeah, and there's also Curious Gorge, the warrior quartermaster. Dark Crystal. Also a good movie. Oh, Dark Crystal go smash. Just like the Netflix series. Okay. So back to Limsa. At the Coral Tower, I think. Yes. I didn't realise that place was called the Coral Tower. I didn't realise it actually I thought it was just the Marauders Guild. I didn't realise it had a location name within Limsa Lominsa. But that's okay, because it makes it easier to find. Well, actually, just calling it Marauders Guild would have made it the easiest to find, but never mind. Yeah, I don't know who else plays this, but I wonder if anyone else has a headcanon for their characters as well. Like, Rara to me is like an angry little potato. He gets very angry very easily and gets very wound up and doesn't like people talking shit about him. And he always feels like he has to, like, if anyone looks down at him, he's like, you think you're better than me? You think you're better than me? Monokumo, eagerly have I awaited your return. Word of your exploits is already spreading through the ranks. My troops and I owe you a great debt of gratitude for your timely assistance. You have shown yourself to be possessed of a sure arm, a strong spirit, and sound judgment. Would that Limsa Lominsa had more of your like. I have little doubt that you shall one day join the ranks of Eorzea's greatest adventurers. It is but a matter of time, and that I have done. Because I've gone all the way through the story. I am now the greatest adventurer in Eorzea. This is confirmed. And many other people confirm it for me constantly. It is me and me alone. I am the greatest adventurer ever known. Clearly, Vaderon's eye for potential remains as sharp as ever, though I doubt even he imagined you capable of such feats. Might you favour me with your own account of the day's events? Such victories bear retelling. But yeah, when I started, Rara was going to be a summoner. And then I thought, well, I don't like the idea of him being a smart magic user. I like the idea of him being very much just a physical bruiser type. And originally it was going to be just a warrior. But I also had the idea of making it so that at least in my head, he couldn't actually use magic. He was like too stupid to use magic. So like even a carbuncle, he would struggle to summon a carbuncle. And it would be like anytime he cast any kind of spell, it would be like what's her name from Konosuba? You know, she casts one big explosion and then she's done for the day. Except with him, it would be any type of magic. So he'd like cast a single fire one and he'd end up on the floor. Ishtola has been working with us for quite some time, you see. And she was only too willing to assist the Yellow Jackets in the kidnapping investigation, proving herself a stalwart ally of Limsa Lominsa once again. Needless to say, after your part in thwarting the attempted sabotage of the victory and the small matter of your deeds at Swiftperch, you too have proven yourself a valued friend of the thalassocracy. I don't know what that means. Admiral! Ah, Melwib. Here we go. Here she is. The big gal. Hell yeah. May I present to you Admiral Bluffswin. I think it's Admiral Bluffswin. I just know it's Millweb. She and her were on a first name basis, you see. We're good. We're like pals.
So, this is the adventurer I've been reading about in the field reports.
She also sounds younger in the new thing, but hey. I'm not going to complain. She knows me. She's seen me.
I am Melve Blufisvin, Admiral of Limsa Lominsa.
Mm-hmm. I know who you are. Trust me.
On behalf of my people, I bid you thanks for the deeds you have done this day.
You're welcome.
A token of our gratitude. What worth is high regard without just reward after all?
I like that guy as well. Our second in command.
Since you first set foot in our city, my good friend Baderon and Commodore Rayner have taken turns at regaling me with tales of your exploits.
I've not really done all that much for Rayner aside from save that one place though, really. I mean, have I? I think. And I was just telling her about it, and I've not left the room, and she's not left the room. So how would she have told the Admiral about it? That's all I've done. I've been here and back.
Safe to say, they left an impression. Join me at the coming banquet.
Hell yeah, I never turn down free food.
A seat of honor at the celebratory feast is the least I can offer the man who foiled the Sahagin.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's just as amazed.
The feast.
Oh, and don't be late.
Yes, ma'am.
Your fellow guests will be eager to take the measure of their newest hero, and some do not take kindly to being kept waiting. Till then, may you walk in the light of the crystal.
Thank you. I wonder if this is the end of the first chapter of A Realm Reborn or not. No, because I think I have to do the dungeon first. Okay. Commodore Rayner wishes to speak with you regarding the forthcoming banquet. I'm not sure you understand just how unusual it is for the Admiral to invite an adventurer to a state banquet. It is highly coveted honour. Why, even the officers under our direct command are rarely afforded such recognition. But I will not deny you earned it. Many of the tasks you have performed in service to the thalassocracy have been both difficult and dangerous. This is a reward for all your efforts, a nod to your many achievements, both large and small. Has the enormity of this moment yet to sink in? Perchance you will realise its significance when you stand before the assembled dignitaries of Limsa Lominsa. And now that I have imagined the scene, I realise that you will require attire suitable for the occasion. I suggest you visit the wench and see what Baderon can arrange. He is surprisingly knowledgeable about such things. I wonder if this is cosmetic stuff that I already have. Because if this is stuff I'm going to have to equip, it will be stuff I have to equip. It's definitely going to be stuff I have to equip. They don't just let you walk in and just wear whatever. And glamours don't count. So I might look pretty, even if I glamour stuff. But also I like the pumpkin head. I wonder if the Halloween event's already active. I need to do that because I'd love to wear a pumpkin head like that. That could be my new mask. Baderon, here we go. Well, well, if it ain't Merlweb's guest of honour. Obnobbing with the Iron Mighty now, is it? I tell you, lad, I damn near snorted ale out my nose when I heard the news. You've come a long bloody way, you have, and that's the truth. I know, and all in the space of what? Nearly 3 hours. Well, one thing's for sure. You'll not want for decent grub. These banquets are catered by the bleeding Bismarck, no less. 'Tis a grand chance to fill your belly to bursting with fine, and more importantly, free food. Yeah, I know. Never turned down a free meal. But we can't have you turning up in your shite-caked venturing gear. Hey! I take offence to that. No, the hero of the hour needs to have a touch of refinement about him. If only to stop folk complaining when he stuffs his face with cake. Don't judge me. Take yourself over to the Octant and speak to Janassim or the Brugier Consortium. She'll furnish you with something gentlemanly to wear. I've already had a word with her, so all you need to do is pick up the goods, then bring them back here, so I can tell you what's what. Oh, so he knows all about fancy wearing, fancy clothes and whatnot. But not me. I'm just some Lalafell scum that doesn't know how to dress properly. Wears shite-caked gear. Jerk. Even if I wore shite-caked gear, it would still look good. I mean, I think I look good. Granted, I probably wouldn't have my axe at the meeting, but... Oh, the consortium people. I remember this. Yeah, okay. These guys sell a bunch of cool things. Good morning, sir. I assume you're the underdressed gentleman Baderon mentioned? I see how he was not exaggerating. Hey! Oh, right, yeah, I was picking up Oroc's shit earlier. Okay, fair play. I've chosen these especially for your debut in polite society. Fear not. I'm certain you will absolutely adore them. Yay. Okay. I hope I don't have to go and buy more gear for this. Or I hope that the items are just stuff that gets put in my inventory. Because otherwise I'm going to be very, very much underdressed still. I'll have to go and pay for things, and I don't want to pay for things. So let's see. Been to see just Nassim, have you? Let's have that box then. A small lockbox entrusted to you by... Yep. Okay. I was hoping for funny stuff. Here we go. A nice pair of dress shoes for you. A bloke mightn't have much else to his name, but so long as he's got a decent pair of shoes on his feet, there ain't nowhere he can't go. Think of him as a gift from me and all the other folk you've done right by along the way. Aye, aye. 'Tis a very moving gesture, I know. Just don't go welling up on me, eh? Wouldn't do for Limsa's new hero to turn up at the banquet soaked in his own tears and snot. Any road. That's your garb sorted. Now you just need to settle your nerves. Tell me when you're ready and I'll tell you where you're meant to go. Okay. So it's not have to dress. You're ready then, are you? Good. The banquet will be starting soon. If you'd waited any longer, I'd have considered it my civic duty to hit you over the head and drag you there. Now, make sure you're wearing them fancy shoes when you turn up, alright? Carrying them won't do no good. They're meant to make you look like a gentleman, remember? Not a gentleman's bleeding lackey. As for directions, the feast being held on the bridge, in the Admiral's briefing room. Speak with Xanthiel in the Bulwark Hall, and he'll show you the way. Just keep that head held high, lad. After everything you've done for Limsa, you've got good reason to be proud. And don't let no highborn bugger tell you different. So I really do have dress shoes. That's not them. Shoes do I have? Oh, okay. So dress shoes are in my key items? My regular inventory? Nope. They must be in my regular inventory then. But I'm not sure where, as my regular inventory is very full. Maybe I'll just go and head there and then I'll figure it out. Yep. Because it might work out better. Or not. Wait, I can just do this. Boots. So, dress shoes. Dress shoes aren't there. I don't know what I'm looking for. I mean, I know I'm looking for dress shoes, but where the hell would they be? And do I need to speak to him again? Why have I got a precision Gordian bolt in my inventory? Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little confused. Especially because I should have had something I could have used, but apparently I don't. I've got, oh, also got an amber encased vialkin. Those are good. Those are useful. I could have saved those. Crap. Where is it? Treasure map. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of confused. Gods damn it, Baderon, why could you not tell me this mysterious guest's name, or their hair colour, or even their bloody gender? I'd have settled for a distinctive facial scar. Well, I've got the mask. I know nothing about shoes, much less fancy. What? You say you're the adventurer I'm looking for? Then where are these fancy dress shoes that Baderon described to me in such excruciatingly unhelpful detail? Surely you didn't... He mentioned that if you were so careless as to misplace them, he was supposed to tell you to get your ass back to Genassim and ask for another pair. I never imagined I'd actually have to say it, though. Now you tell me! So is this just... Wait, was that the box in my inventory? No, that was a totem. No, it's a totem. Okay, so... Oh, for God's sake. So basically, yes. So basically that. It doesn't give you the shoes anymore in this New Game Plus. You have to actually get them and then equip them that way. And it is a cosmetic item, so you can keep them. I've actually got a pair of these in my dresser. Right then. Oh, now those are some fancy dress shoes. Come, adventurer. I will show you to the briefing room. So let's get food. And watch all the dancing going down. Everyone's having too much fun. Too much fun for my liking, anyway. Oh, Ishtola's here. I didn't realize you were a hero worthy of coming. Last I checked, you barely did anything. Look at that smile. She's so pretty.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, join me now in honoring this man for his services to our great nation.
Mm-hmm. Honor me.
May the navigator guide and protect him on his journey, till sea swallows all.
Till sea swallows all.
These pirates you encountered with the tattooed faces, they call themselves the Serpent Reavers. Their ranks are formed of cutthroats and madmen who have pledged themselves body and soul to the primal Leviathan.
I remember
From what we
that.
have gathered, they sought to swell their numbers by spiriting away any soul unfortunate enough to cross their path.
Though we won't come across
I
Leviathan
need not
for a
tell
while.
you the depth of the animosity between us and the Sahagin. How any seaman worth his salt could devote himself to the fishback's god is a question for a more temperate mind.
In fact, we
than
don't
mine.
see the Leviathan until like post main
But,
story.
Thanks to you, our citizens may once more go about their daily lives, safe in the knowledge that they will not be dragged into the darkness by those execrable curs.
Such an extraordinary glow.
What, my chest? Oh, a crystal I found.
This is one of the crystals of light.
Yeah, see, this is what made me
By
think
the
of.
navigator.
This is what made me think it was going to be like Final Fantasy I.
After our encounter with the Gubu, you had a vision, did you not? Of a towering crystal.
I was like, oh, I don't want to sit through a Final Fantasy replay.
You bathed in her light.
But this all makes more sense now.
Y'shtola's conclusion is clear, and I see no reason to doubt it. You are the vessel of a higher power. This being from your vision was the Mother Crystal, Your description matches what little we know of her. And if she has chosen you, then your deeds may yet shape the fate of nations.
I hope so.
As once did the deeds of the Warriors of Light.
And that's me, the new Warrior of Light.
Know you the tale? Like you, they were not of these lands, yet they fought to protect us all against the corruption of the primals.
Well, I am of this land, and I'm still going to protect
When the
you.
Guardian Empire began its conquest of the realm, these heroes joined the Grand Companies and helped reforge the Eorzean Alliance.
That's what I'm here to do. And she's going to get more and more annoyed at me for talking over her.
They took the field beneath our banners to fight for everything we hold dear.
That we do. That we do. That will.
It was
That
on
I
that
plan
day,
to do.
in the midst of that hell, that we lost them.
Yeah.
Every soul who survived that battle will never forget how it was to fight beside them. We are proud to call them our comrades.
They're who you see in
Whenever
the.
we try to shout their names, the sound dies in our throats.
Cowards.
And whenever we strain to see their faces with our mind's eye, naught but their shadows appear to us, set against a blinding light.
So you see all those guys.
Ask any true Eorzean who knew them, and the story will be the same. It is for this reason that we call them the Warriors of Light.
You see all those guys at the end of the end of Eorzea, the trailer that kind of ended the original Final Fantasy XIV and began alluded to A Realm Reborn. And it was pretty good. It was a very touching cutscene. And also, it basically gave the appearance of the what you'd call the standard Warrior of Light, I guess, the main character, the main player. So the main representation of him is just this brown short-haired, brown head. This guy with brown hair, basically. That's the only thing I can really describe him as. He's just a human. He's not very interesting. But he's played through he's in every single trailer and every single opening for every single game. Every single expansion and the main game and whatnot. And he always looks cool, and it's nice to see his face every time. But you only see his cast in the original opening, I think. Yeah, in the original Final Fantasy opening, and then in the end of Eorzea cutscene, you get to see him and his friends. And since the end of Eorzea, I think it's only been him, although they might have also appeared in the Realm Reborn trailer. But don't quote me on that. But yeah. No.
When I look upon you, I cannot help but be reminded of them.
Good. That's my point. That's my job.
Keep that crystal safe.
Mm-hmm.
In time, I believe the Mother Crystal will make clear her reasons for bestowing it upon you.
I am now tempered.
Heed well her words, adventurer, for it is Hydaelyn herself who speaks.
I am now tempered to her will, as a warrior of light. Oh, migraine time. What now? What am I going to see? Magic is this? Oh, is this after Dalamud had fallen? Yay! It's when Dalamud is falling. So this is the end of Eorzea. I don't think it was actually portrayed.
Flames to the fore!
I don't know if it was actually
Victory
portrayed fully
belongs
in
to the
game.
bold. Show those imperial whore sons what we're made of!
The left flank buckles. Divert the barracudas.
The Barracudas.
Bid them
My
hold
favorite
that
song.
position, though it cost them their lives.
The yellow serpents are in need of succor. Pray, send the white wolves to their aid. The adventurers risk life and limb for our cause.
I always thought she was the most boring.
We must not fail them.
That one. I always thought she was the most boring of the rulers, or the whatever you want to call them, the kingdom people. I didn't realize the Ascians were behind. I didn't realize the Ascians also took part in the first game either.
Artemis?
No.
Final Fantasy
is
X, Final Fantasy XIV base, I mean.
Bloody hells!
Is that Louis Swan doing that?
Barrier won't go down so easily. Eyes forward!
Hell yeah, Rauban. To wonder any of them made it out of this. Because I thought the calamity brought around everyone's deaths. At least that's how it's painted in the trailer.
We are being watched.
Although then again, Louis Soir teleported most of them out, from what I remember. But it's a shame you don't see much of any of them in the game, aside from those 4, or those 5.
Raging Bull, calling Bloodthorn. Bloodthorn, respond! Respond, damn you!
They're dead. Everybody's dead, Raban. Everybody's dead, Raban. They're dead. Everybody's dead. Everybody is dead, Raban.
Ah!
Raging Bull, this is Mad Snake. Respond.
Jack's Rider.
Ryder, this is Raging Bull. What news?
I don't remember if his...
Surrounded by a blaze. There is no way out. Gods preserve, what is that thing?
That's Bahamut.
What's going on? Speak to me!
Gods damn it! We cannot hold much longer.
Mad Snake! Mad Snake!
I'm sure he's fine.
Answer me!
Not the time. Not the time to make a joke like that. Jesus.
Damn it! Damn it all to the 7th hell!
What of the barracudas? Can they not be reached?
Sorry, Admiral. Shell's not working.
That's a weird accent.
What of our own?
I cannot say, my lady. That monstrosity appears to be disrupting our communications.
I think he sounds like
we
me.
must keep trying. Call till they respond.
It sounds like he was struggling to speak.
Yes, my lady.
Yes. Yes, my lady. Yes.
Admiral, General, we can do no more.
Tips
We
Fedora.
must give the order to withdraw.
I will not forsake Louis Soir!
Louis Soir's forsaken himself. He's fine.
General, please. Victory may belong to the bold, but there will be no victor this day. You know this to be true. Let us not sacrifice lives in vain.
We also know that this was a lost battle.
The adventurers fight bravely, but to no avail. Let them withdraw, and let us be the ones to stand with Louis Soir.
I do think player characters survived, though. Because I think if you...
Delay previous orders. All Maelstrom units are commanded to fall back, effective immediately.
I think if anyone had a character...
Give the foreign levy priority. Let the main host cover their retreat.
If anyone had a character that they decided to keep using in A Realm Reborn, I'm pretty sure that they were remembered when they started the new game. Because you would have to restart from level 1, but everyone acted as though they knew you. Or some of them did. Some of them recognized you. And you also got a cool tattoo thing, somehow. It was like a tattoo that symbolized that you were part of the original game. And I thought it was sweet. And it really made me wish that I'd actually tried playing it back then, but I was like neck deep in Warcraft at the time. I was going to say something else deep, but you know.
Damn it! Relay the order. All flames are to withdraw. I don't care if our link cells are useless. You still have a working pair of legs, don't you? Well, use them, you bloody half-wit!
I think his voice definitely changed as well.
outcome of this battle was long since decided. Better to retreat now than risk a massacre.
Yep, that's Bahamut. I keep saying Bahamut, but I'm pretty sure it's Bahamut is the way you're meant to pronounce it.
This dark, stifling presence. Who or what?
But I'm glad that there's still roughly the same amount of voice acting.
We go to take our place beside Archon Louisoix. To your positions.
He's already dead, don't worry about him. I mean, he's not dead, but not at that point. But he wasn't doing too well. But I should live to be old Bahamut once more. Magnificent. The aeons of imprisonment have only made him hungrier. Oh, there was no... They're not showing Bahamut in this. I am aware of them. Pay them no mind. They are powerless to react. Or powerless to act. It has begun. Soon, the planet will regain its true form. Wow. It really did go that far back. You ever think when you watch, or when you've been invested in like a series or like an ongoing show for so many years, and then they start connecting all the, or making up stories like partway down and pretending as though we're all part of a larger plan? I thought that's what they've been doing here for a while, but I was wrong. Apparently they have, or at least that seems vague enough to, I want to say vague, but I think that signifies that they were actually intending to have it end the way they are having it end at the moment in the later game. Because that definitely seems like a connection. But of course it could have just been slowly built up, and they could have looked back at that and then thought, okay, yeah, well, we'll start saying this around the time of Shadowbringers. But, oh well. I hope it has been planned from the beginning, because it would be a really good ending. Morning, sunshine. All a bit much for you, was it? What happened? Ah, you don't remember them. You keeled over in the middle of the banquet and caused a right stir. Had to carry you back to the wench myself. Well, I say carry. It was more a matter of road dragging and rolling. Too much cake, I reckon. Oi, I never even had any cake. I passed out before the food. Any road. Don't fret. 'Tis little wonder you were as exhausted after everything you've been through lately. Also, I'm tiny. You could have picked me up easily. Your little nap seems to have put some colour back in your cheeks, though, so I'll leave you to it. Bugger, almost forgot. The Admiral wants a word with you. When you feel up to it, talk to Xanthale and he'll let you into the command room. Oh, and stay awake, eh? I'm told Merlwyb was in the middle of telling you a story when you started snoring last time, and I'd actually look kindly on it if you repeated the trick. Okay, Baderon. In, Daddy. Okay. So that's the end of tonight, I think. But it was good to go through it again. I forgot how tamely it started off, and it does start off pretty... Oh right, I've still got my buddy out too. Little guy. Yeah, I forgot how it definitely... I mean, it didn't start off quieter than I... screw it. Going back to the other place. After I turn down the sound, because otherwise it's going to be quite loud. Quite mixed. So... Oof. And then... 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, so... started off about as tame as I remember. And about as slow, to be honest. I know it ramps up quickly after it gets to about the midway point. But... Hello, Terra. What? What's up? It is, yeah. Well, have you got anyone you want me to raid? It's been 3 hours and 15 minutes. Why are you so shocked? Something happened? What? Oh, thank you. I don't... At a certain point, you're like forcing me to eat, and I'm not sure I'm comfortable with it. But hey, at least it's a healthy treat with... I think I choked on a seed. It was very alive. Well, it's in a better place now. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who's around to raid. If anyone. Anyone that I follow anyway. Blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so I was going a little bit slower than I remembered it going. But also, I should have expected it really. Yeah, there's no one around that I would usually follow, so does anyone have a suggestion? But anyway, I am looking forward to getting back to the more important parts of the story. Because I actually, you know, I know it takes a while to get into, but then when it starts to ramp up, it really ramps up and starts going full tilt very quickly. But it was only from about the midway point I started paying attention because of that whole ramp up. Otherwise, until then, it's just kind of like doing menial chores and it's kind of eh. But I wanted to start from the beginning because I didn't remember any of that aside from the crystals at the beginning. That was all I remembered. Everything else was completely fresh to me. That's what I get for skipping over the entirety of the story just to try and get to the end. But oh well. Anyway. So does anyone have any suggestions or not? Because I have nobody on my list that I'm currently following. Otherwise I'll just end it. Plus, I think most of my immediate group are just here to... As egotistical as it sounds, I think most people here are just here to watch me and will probably leave afterwards. I know at least 3 or 4 people here are just here because they say they want to watch me. Feel obliged to, in a way. But, oh well. Okay, I guess we'll call it here then. Thank you very much for coming tonight, guys. I don't know if I'll play this again tomorrow. That was the plan. I don't think I'm going to do reading either, though. But I'm not sure what else to do. Maybe I'll just put together a game or something at the last minute. Oh, Terra, have you looked into getting... You have to let me know off stream. Have you looked into getting Phasmophobia, or are you skipping it? Because I know you didn't have it, but you said you were interested at one point. Because I still want to do the Phasmophobia collab thing on Sunday. I just need to figure out whether I want to do it in VR or if I want to do it regularly. Okay, guess I'll check in on Saturday then if you made a decision. And I'll see if anyone else is around that wants to play it as well, because I really want to do it as a Halloween thing. We'll do it on hard mode, so that we have to really put our spines into it. But anyway, so yeah, I'll figure out what I'm going to play tomorrow. And for now, good night, everyone. Much love to you all. Thanks for hanging out, and thank you for the raids, both Horse and Jen. I hope you have a good night, everyone. Goodbye for now. Goodbye. Goodbye.